Party people in the place to be, live from 58 Dream Street. We're Jamesing with Games. Happy Sunday, folks. We are assembled once again to continue our Disco Elysium playthrough. Playing through this game blind, except to the extent that I was familiar with the text formatting of how skill checks are communicated, because that's a pretty common meme format in some circles of the internet. And yeah, other than that, going in blind and pretty far in now. I mean, this is session 8, and in gameplay terms and in narrative terms, we're starting today on Wednesday, on day 3 of Disco Elysium. We are going to dive in, and Lieutenant Kim's going to return to us, so that's exciting. He was gone for most of Tuesday because we learned everything we needed to learn from the murder victim's body, and so he was taking it into forensics. And now he's going to come back, and we're going to get down to business. So on that note, let's get down to business. Firing up the game here. Hey, Cedric! Welcome. That would have been a good one, too. I was kicking around various ideas for disco song references. I liked Ain't No Stopping Us Now because it's a song by a duo of buddies. Yes, so if anybody else who's a regular or even occasional viewer here is like, hey, or even is looking for the first time but can see the logo at the top of the screen and my face here, and you're like, what? I thought this guy had a mustache. Yeah, normally. But we had a guest yesterday, the Professor Jamie Rose, which is my nascent drag persona. So it's not that you can't have a mustache and do drag. So I'm not, casting aspersions on any drag queens who do that for their look. It's just not the look that I'm personally into for my drag persona. So I had to shave my beloved mustache, which I'm going to just have to do constantly for the rest of my life, I guess, or at least as long as I stay interested in this new drag hobby, which feels like it's going to be a pretty long time, or at least it better be, based on the amount of money I've spent on girl clothes and accessories in the past couple of months. Yeah, so that was fun. My energy levels weren't as high as I wanted them to be, and I wasn't quite as, I had all these grand visions of doing a little bit more prep yesterday before getting started, but the timing just didn't work out. But we started playing Leisure Suit Larry. It was fun, and then I got to surprise my dear friend Leah, who was coming over for the last time before her and her partner move home to be closer to family. Most of the way across this gigantic country we live in. And so Leah loves drag and has been very excited about this new interest of mine. And, besides the general, they're happy to be moving home, but it is sad to leave your friends in a place where you've lived for a decade. And so another part of that, though, for her was just, she probably missed by like a few months the opportunity to see me perform live at some local drag event. Fingers crossed. And so I just kept my get up on, took the wig off for a bit just to rest my head, but surprised her in full drag. She was delighted. So that was fun last night. And barring unforeseen disaster, Jamie will be back next Saturday, and maybe she'll figure out the entire way through Leisure Suit Larry, because it's going to be rough for a few weeks in March. Probably can't bring her in again until late March, so we shall see. All right, enough about that. Let's play Disco Elysium. Let me know how the volume levels are, if there are any problems. I think they're going to be okay. Here's Harry. Looking good, feeling... he's feeling at least all right. He's got the Dick Mullen hat on. Did I have an alternate hat? Yeah, my orange bum hat. But that hurts my rhetoric. My guy likes rhetoric. Meanwhile, Dick Mullen's hat makes me a little bit smarter. And that can never hurt. Intellect is my second best skill. Not nearly as good as my psych. And then within psych, some of these have really been pumped up. Only suggestion is lower than the base. Because of an item penalty. What clothes am I wearing that make me less suggestive? My white satin shirt. I guess it's too sleazy. But then again, I have just a regular... I have a Logic shirt. Maybe I'll put that on for now. I guess it all comes down to whether I'm facing more... Or I could go extremely sleazy. No shirt under the disco ass blazer. Okay. But yeah, master of empathy. Utter master. I've psych base of 5. It's my signature skill, which put it up to a 6, and I've leveled it up twice. I'm very good at figuring out what people are feeling. And to a lesser extent, impressing them with my authority. Having gut feelings and imagining things. And especially and particularly imagining my fellow police officers. Meanwhile, we have tasks on the board. Some of which I've completed. Interviewing the Sunday friend last night. Our witness, who did not tell us anything that helped us. Introduced us to another witness who did not tell us anything that helped us. But that is what it is. Here's the big thing for today. We know who was the sexual assault victim of the hanged man. The alleged, but it seems plausible to me that that's all a true story. We're going to find out for sure. And let's see. Not much to do in here, I guess, except look in the mirror, but...
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned with the expression.
Well, I mean, I could try to stop. I could make a go. I could level up. How many skill points do I have? I have 2 skill points. I could level up my... Which one is it? Interfacing. Where's interfacing? Interfacing. I could boost my interfacing and then try again to fix the sync. But I'm not sure I care to do that. Perhaps I'll try later. For now, let's get going. So hopefully, I'm hoping Kim is just back. She's waiting for me downstairs. Our victim / witness to interview is right in there. Oh, here we go.
Yes?
Okay. Well, I think it's time to bite the bullet and force myself to recognize why the 41st sent me to investigate this particular case.
Look at you. It's because you're a failure. They sent you to slight Precinct 57.
I was sent as an insult to Kim, and yet I've genuinely earned his trust. And I'm going to keep on trying to walk the line and be a better dude. So hopefully, by the end of this, Kim will say, boy, they sure fucked up when they sent you. Because you turned out to be a great partner. And it was a pleasure working with you, detective. I guess we'll find out.
Just think about it for a second. You're a raging alcoholic who showed up 3 days late and argues with his necktie. You weren't sent here to win.
Kim, I'm sorry to greet you with this, but I just had a terrible realization. Do you think I'm here, like, as a rib on you?
I've considered it.
His voice is somber. So it's true.
It would be immensely ugly of them, not to mention unprofessional. but I also think it's somewhat unlikely.
Oh? Why's that?
I checked the records. This jurisdiction dispute, who polices Martinez, reaches back to the 30s. It's as old as my station. And all this time we can't decide who gets Martinez? I think, yes, both stations would prefer a win.
So you really see me as a safe bet?
Safe? No. But you're old. You've made it this far. Something has brought you through. We've only just started working together, so I don't know what it is yet. But it's there. So no, I don't think they sent you as a joke. And even if they did, they're in for a surprise.
Thank you. That's...
He's right. There are no airtight theories, just paranoia. You've given it some thought. Now let it go.
And indeed, I will. Is it too early to be trying to interview our putative victim? I don't think so.
The door is closed.
I think it's actually important to get down to business.
Who is it?
A woman's voice answers, muffled by the door.
This is the police. Can we come in?
Come on up. The door is open.
She shouts.
I'm drying my hair.
Sounds like it's coming from upstairs somewhere. You could snoop around before going up.
We could. But should we? Hotel bill calculations. She said an extended stay. Piles of dirty women's clothes. This room is sad written all over it. Reminds me of my own. Let's earn trust by not tossing her place. Feel someone watching you behind the glass door. A woman. The bed has been made hastily. We step out through the glass door. Something happened, and it didn't display whatever text it was supposed to there.
Welcome to the roof.
The young woman has a cigarette in one hand, and a cup of coffee in the other, and some serious bangs. Oh my goodness, her bangs are like an infantryman's helmet.
Her hair is still slick from the shower.
Interesting.
Below her silvery jumpsuit, an athletic young body, built long and lean.
All right, easy, Harry.
I'm sorry for the mess down there. The cleaning lady hasn't come by in days. I'm beginning to wonder if she ever will.
Nice view you got up here.
It's much nicer now.
Her eyes wander north toward the yard. Yeah, no kidding.
Where the dead body used to hang, clearly visible from the roof, but no longer.
Thanks in no small part to the tireless work of the RCP.
Thank you for that, officers. Truly.
Hey, we got to give at least a little bit of credit to the horrible racist down by the docks.
There is something in her light brown eyes, a sadness, when she thinks about the death of that man.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Except in the bad ending that the thing you can't do and then continue in the game of tricking the prostitute into sleeping with you for free. In that particular timeline, Larry is worse than Harry. It's not even ambiguous. You mentioned a cleaning lady. I mean, if you find one, let me know.
Oh, yes. Legends of room number 1 have made their way around the building. They say a portal to hell has opened in there.
Disco Infernum.
They also say that's why the cleaning lady quit. Because of the infernum.
I'm sorry.
I'm Kim Kitsuragi. I'm
Lieutenant
a detective
steps
from
in.
Precinct 57. I see you've already met my colleague.
This does not come as good news to him.
Hold on, though, Lieutenant. I don't think that I've stuck a gun in my mouth and threatened to kill myself in front of Klassje here.
Have I ever? Have you grown accustomed to your role as a police officer?
Oh, well, actually, the have I ever suggests maybe. Have I grown accustomed? Yeah, because we've talked about my amnesia pretty much almost immediately after it happened, before I was fully informed that I was a cop.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Feel the power.
Once a cop, always a cop. I'm murder police. Can't escape that.
Like riding a copper-cycle.
Ha! She takes a sip of her coffee.
Miss, we are investigating the murder of the man down there.
Looks down at the
people
yard.
who put him there have asked us to talk to you.
Huh. I see.
She takes a pensive drag of her menthol cigarette.
Be careful. Ask something else first. When you go there, use words like, I hear you have been through something difficult.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Gotta be tactful here. Could I get your record for the your name? Sorry, for the record, not your record for the name.
Klassje Amondou.
Klassje. Yes. Why did I say Klassje a second ago? As though there was any possibility that that's how the J was pronounced in that name. Klassje Amondou. And where are you from?
Vredefort, Republic of Oranje.
And how old are you?
I'm 28.
She takes a drag. And so, what do you do? What is your specialization?
Something stupid.
Hey, if you are indeed a Miss Oranje disco dancer, there's nothing stupid about devoting your life to the beautiful art of disco dancing.
Want to hear what's stupid? Somewhere in a one-room apartment on Boogie Street, a young man shows Patrol Officer Tilbrook his genital warts, asking if they're cancer.
They're not, but
His partner, Emil Mullins, can't be there. He's in another apartment with another man who's showing him a dead dog under the radiator. It's dead, Mullins says. No, the man replies. I touched him. He's warm.
we might have to quibble with your police work, young man.
He's warm, Mullins replies, because he's under the radiator.
Anyway, back to the conversation. She said something stupid. Oh, you're a cop?
No, no. More stupid. Oranese lit.
Oranese lit?
Oranese literature. It's what I studied at the university.
She raises both eyebrows. And, well, I mean, what's Oranese lit all about?
Fear of failure, fear of death, how it sucks to be Oranese. All national literatures are. Only the name of the nation changes.
Huh.
If that's true, then Revacholian lit would fit you like a glove.
Oof. And so what do you do with all this Oranese literature you've learned?
Nothing. I do nothing with it.
Cool.
It's not very cool, but what can you do?
All right. Well, hey, thanks. We got the record on you now.
The record. So official.
Hey, I'm a cop, baby. I've been getting reaccustomed to being a cop for 2 whole days now. You got a pretty nice room here. Like, I can't help but notice that it's significantly nicer than mine even before I trashed it.
Yeah. It's pretty deluxe.
No one likes to talk about their dirty laundry and their empty bottles. Maybe if you phrase it emotionally.
I hate to put it like this, and I'm not judging, but you having a tough time?
Yeah. I've contaminated it pretty bad.
Is that why you're out here?
The contamination spreads from room to room. First, I escaped upstairs. The SAD got that too. Then I found the handle for the summer door.
And what exactly is the nature of this sadness contamination?
For me, it's a mix of me with a lack of cleaning services. How about
And
you?
sorry about that again.
Talk around the establishment is, you have an industrial SAD spill in there.
She taps the roof with her heel. For me, it's alcoholism, miss. Although I'm 30-something hours sober. I mean, I had some alcohol on Monday, but I didn't even get drunk. So you could argue I'm 48 hours sober.
Cool. I think I'm developing a pinch of that, too. It hasn't done wonders to my taste in interior decoration.
And what brought you here in the first place?
I'm wintering.
How long have you been staying here?
Pertinent question, Lieutenant.
About 4 months. I came in November.
But why here? Why would you choose to winter in Martinez?
Here in the Whirling, here in Martinez, or here in Revachol?
Whew. That's a great follow-up. That's a drill-down question if I ever heard one. Here in Martinez.
I heard this is where the washed-up disco has-beens go.
Ha! Yeah, you came to the right place.
She looks at you and nods.
Oof. Yeah. Yeah. You could have, I don't know, made a joke or something. Okay. Enough about this. I got some other questions.
Okay.
She takes a pensive drag of her cigarette.
Watching herself reflected in the bedroom window, tall and sparkling and draped in smoke.
So listen. They tell us you've been through something difficult recently.
Something difficult?
She raised her eyebrows.
I've been through at least half a dozen difficult things. Which one do you mean?
Were you sexually assaulted, miss?
By sexually assaulted, you mean raped?
She takes a quick drag, unperturbed. Yes.
Yes.
Thank you, Lieutenant.
It's a bit early in the morning for raped, isn't it?
That's why I said sexually assaulted.
She sounds positively buoyant, vivacious, totally unbothered.
So what does that mean, though? Were you...
Yeah. I'm gonna go with not raped. I can't say that stuff about him. Tell them it's not my style. They'll have to, if they want to jazz up the charges, they'll have to get someone more,
She searches for the word,
rapeable.
shrugs.
Are you saying that you were asked to tell us you were assaulted?
Not explicitly, but I understood what they meant. It wouldn't hurt to spice things up a bit. Some assault and battery. Sexual assault, maybe. It was clear the latter would be spicier.
And so was it Titus who asked you to spice things up for us?
Pretty much.
She cradles her coffee cup in both hands.
Warming them.
So what did happen between you and the murder victim?
We partied.
What kind of partying? Like my style of partying?
With all due respect, sir, I think we partied a little harder than that.
Harder than this. Honestly, I didn't know that was physically possible. Must be about the vigor of youth.
Oh, it is. You're still alive.
Touché.
What did you do when you partied?
We drank, sir. A
She takes a
lot.
sip of her coffee.
For weeks, basically. We had that effect on each other. We made each other drink harder. That's why I liked him.
What else?
Stimulants. Speed also has that effect, making you drink harder.
Been there.
And then drinking harder makes you do more speed. It's quite the combination. We also had sex.
Would you say you were lovers?
I guess you can say that, yes. A bit. Lovers is such an emotional word. But there was something there. We did enough drugs for there to be.
I mean, I've done enough drugs in my day. Just by myself. And I do not feel any sort of love for myself.
How did you two meet?
Lieutenant's voice is quiet and calm.
Downstairs.
She taps
At
on
the
the
bar.
roof with her heel.
He was on some sort of assignment. A military man, as you probably know. Had a cool, scary scar.
10-centimeter heels. That's like 4 inches. Wow. Serious heel. Not like comically oversized, but that's a serious heel. That's a steep heel.
She appears aloof, but that scar part, the scary, is stressed and drawn out. What's that about? Apprehension? With longing. She misses him.
When was this?
A month ago? Something like that.
It must have been hard for you to see him there. And sorry about that.
Oh, yes. I've had a great view. From the roof, out of the bathroom window, in my dreams.
A bitter cringe. It hurts. You look to the lieutenant.
Save me, Kim.
He takes a small step closer.
You called us, the RCM.
Lieutenant,
Yes.
brilliant.
Jackpot.
I don't need to bite it on this.
I made it. And I would appreciate it if you didn't tell everyone. In Martinez, they call it snitching.
Reporting crimes is confidential in Revachol, miss.
Yeah, and the caller's voice was disguised. There's no way to say for sure that it was you.
I didn't exactly disguise it. I just muffled the mic and nicked the landline a little.
Oh. Nicked it how?
With nail clippers. And I diverted some radio fuzz into it. Into the cold wire.
Very slick.
So, she's God's mystery phone cutter.
Doesn't feel like that should even require a check. In the process, you fucked up the phones here.
Did I?
She
Fuck.
looks into her
I
coffee.
didn't mean to. I had no idea what I was doing.
Really? Because you literally described nicking the landline specifically in order to divert radio fuzz into the cold wire. That just sounds like someone who knows what they're doing.
Jigsaw falling into place. This is satisfying. Good catch. I appreciate the symmetry.
Why go through all the trouble, though?
I don't know, sir. It was stupid. I was drunk, too. I was probably afraid the union was listening in. Locals say they have ears in the wires.
Thank you for making the call, miss. It was the right thing to do.
There's something to be said for doing the right thing.
I didn't want to, sir. But if I hadn't, you'd still be hanging there.
Yeah. That's probably true. Is there anything you can tell me about him? His name? What his eyes look like? Eye color? Age?
I'm sorry, I can't do it. Not right now. Later, maybe. I keep seeing him. Like he is now. I can't talk about his... I don't know. Hair.
Another puff. More nervous.
I know it's difficult, miss. We can return to it later.
She meant she sees him in her dreams.
I've also seen him in my dreams lately.
You have? Not like I do, I imagine.
She runs out of cigarette. Time to light a new one. Well, how do you see him?
You don't want to know.
She looks into the pack. It's light green. She pulls out a ciggy. When I see him, he's me. How fucked up is that?
She dips the cigarette in the lighter's flame and inhales, then looks at you with her lungs full of smoke.
Man, this is a well-written game.
I can see the similarity, yes.
She breathes out through her nostrils. The air smells of menthol. I smell better, though, right?
Funny.
The lieutenant says softly. But not ha-ha funny, Lieutenant.
Funny how?
Nothing. I also saw him. We had a long inspection and that sort of thing sticks with you. Let's move on.
So, if you weren't raped, why did they hang him?
He had something to do with the strike. One has been roiling since I got here. Rotten timing.
She thinks.
But you probably know all about it.
I don't know all about it.
And his role in this strike was what?
I do think that we do know that, Kim. But you're right. We should cover all our bases.
I think he was in a security detail. He was ex-military. Worked for Wild Pines. And against the Union. We didn't discuss work much, if you know what I mean. but I understood it was dangerous.
And they lynched him for it?
She nods.
All right. I'm sorry to introduce this detail in your life, but were you aware that he wasn't killed by hanging? They'd actually shot him before that?
Bullet?
There's silence.
They shot him too?
Brows meet in the middle for a pained frown.
They stripped his clothes and they shot him?
You mean after they hanged him?
I'm confused. Sorry.
So am I. Were you aware that he had also been shot, miss?
Things are starting to go a little over my head here. I thought he was hanged. I was not present when they did it. I don't know what happened. I just know what they told me. And Sylvie, the bartender.
This is beginning to get confusing for you too, and we don't like that. Where
Okay.
was she last Sunday night?
Yeah. If you weren't the witness, but you're staying here, pretty good view. Like, where were you when this all went down?
Cowering. I was cowering downstairs with Sylvie.
How did you get involved with the Hardy Boys?
They're frequent guests. Downstairs,
She looks at the
they
floor.
have a
It's
booth for
tired.
union members. They're probably down there now.
And how'd you meet?
Over drinks. It's been a long, boring winter.
Yeah, a lot of those going around lately. Did you party with Titus? He kind of suggested you did.
A little, yeah.
Like you partied with the deceased?
Yes, Lieutenant, that's what we're saying.
No, not as hard.
Nah.
I'm sorry to have to ask this, but have you had a physical relationship with any of the Hardy Boys?
I was building up to that, Lieutenant.
I have.
Which one?
Which ones, sir? I don't remember precisely. Titus, obviously. But as I said, it's been a long winter.
Righto.
Could that have been part of the reason they hanged him?
Do you think that some possessiveness might have played into the murder here?
I hope not.
A pause.
Actually, I know that's not the reason. I'm careful about that kind of thing. Not crossing the wires, you know? But that's probably where they got the rape idea.
What do you mean?
Men like that? I don't know. It's the way their imaginations work. I suspect it's what they'd like to do to me.
That's heavy. Yeah, I get terrible vibes off those guys.
She breathes a silvery sigh of relief and weariness. The air on the roof feels humid.
Should we head back downstairs, officer? We may have things to discuss there.
I'm curious about this. I had something else before we go. Just a little thing.
She nods. Silvery cigarette fumes disappear into her mouth.
Let's try this. Not good odds, but it's a recheck if we fail it. Look her in the eye. She seemed confused about the bullet. She knows more than she's letting on.
Soft, light brown eyes look back at you, directly into the space behind your eye sockets. You see the smoke rise from between her painted red lips. She's beautiful. I have bad news for you.
What?
You know these guys? Who? Me? Yes, you. He's talking about you, you boring stiff. You too. Me? What did I do?
I hope I'm not freaking her out too much as this battle goes on in my mind while I stare in her eyes.
These guys are compromised. She's got them singing along to her tune. The little bleeps and bloops you trust for info, you can't trust them anymore.
What?
Believe it.
Exactly which of my bleeps and bloops are being affected
There's
here?
no way of knowing. At the moment, I'm afraid it's best to assume. All of them. Bullshit, man. I ain't compromised.
That's the worst part of my brain to be trusting about this. The part that would know if I had a problem.
Especially that guy. That guy's the most compromised one in here.
I agree with that, Volition.
No fucking way, man. I just want a drag of that sweet menthol Ziggy.
No, we don't. We don't. We're cold turkeying this whole thing. It very well might just kill me, but we're doing it.
Really? Quick. Tell me what's under her jumpsuit.
Nope.
Glory, truth, softness. Protect her. She wants you.
No, she fucking doesn't.
I take it back. He's got it pretty bad. But this next guy's on another level entirely. She likes you. The crown head is a boring condom. He's jealous. This is human nature.
How did it happen that she scrambled my brain
How
so?
it always does. Through subtlety.
Something I could do to fight back?
There's nothing you can do about it. You are how you are, and she is how she is. Things will go as they do.
And we can't fix that through extraordinary volition?
No,
So what use is all this?
it's better to know you're being played than to be played without knowing it, is it not?
I suppose. So you think she's lying?
I think it's safe to assume, yes. Mr. Thespian here hasn't been speaking up. If he were, I suspect there would be paeans to her truthfulness. Like this. She is a lady, most fair and just.
Nah.
In his defense, to reduce him to such inadequacy, she probably had to employ half-truths more often than outright lies.
Well, that might be helpful.
That is correct. And omissions too.
Wait, can we trust the rhetorical center of our
A
brain?
little. They're all still of limited use, interpreting things to the best of their ability. Maybe they add flair or something. I wouldn't know. I don't add flair.
Oh, don't be
But
so
when
hard on
it comes
yourself,
to
Volition.
assessments of character and factual accuracy, they are not to be trusted. Not with her.
Damn it. Can I trust any of them ever?
Don't be melodramatic. You can trust them. Just not with her.
And what do we think her plan is?
You can't draw a sound conclusion. The one who usually does says, she may want to control the information rollout, not to become a suspect. She may have a past she's escaping, unrelated to this case. You doubt it's something truly insidious.
But I would doubt that, though. If her wiles were working on me.
See? It's oddly moderate, probably compromised.
You know, I've been just staring at her and thinking for long enough. Let's snap out of this.
Don't worry. It's only been 4 or 5 seconds. You've got this.
Let's do the catch her off guard thing. Miss, are you running game on me here?
The silence broken. She exhales a little cloud of smoke and says,
God, no.
Well, that's good. We can circle back around to this later when you're more ready to talk about the victim.
Why not? I'll be here until 11 p.m. drinking coffee, most likely.
Well, we'll be back, most likely. What's this? What's going on here? Look, handful of dried white wildflowers.
just as you look at the flowers, a gust of wind raises them from the roof, picking them up in the air.
Let's see if we can catch them.
The wind brushes them off the roof. They're gone.
Well, what are you gonna do? Easy come, easy go. Cold coffee. An ashtray looks like a hedgehog. Hey, you take care. Even if you are indeed making a fool of me. No. This is tricky. There we go. Ear's getting a little itchy there. Okay. Let's not search her place for now. Perhaps the time
Looks
will come.
like we have more to discuss with those so-called Hardy boys. Half their reasoning just went out the window.
And you think we can hit them with this and they'll cooperate?
Nothing will make them respect the RCM, but it will disrupt the game they prepared for us. We just stripped off one layer of whatever it is. Her decision to not corroborate their story was definitely not part of the plan.
Why did she tell us all that? Doesn't seem a little too easy, Kim?
What else could she have done? Lie? She saw there was no way to lie and get away with it.
I'm not sure she had to lie. I wouldn't have known if she was lying.
If not you, then me. It was a smart move from her.
Something's off here, Kim.
You think so? She seems forthcoming.
Shadow runs across his face.
Unusually so. Being forthcoming about some things is a good way to obscure other things.
That's true.
The best liars are always forthcoming. Anyway, we should move. I suspect our investigation will bring us back here soon enough.
I think you're probably right about that, Kim. Let's get going. Oh, and separately, I did tell Evar Claire we'd do another favor for him. So you and me are going to have to head down to the shore. Who's this?
The woman in an RCM patrol officer's uniform winces
Oh.
as she notices you.
I would really prefer not to talk to you right now.
A patrol officer is the lowest rank in the RCM, below lieutenant and sergeant.
I'm on a murder investigation. You the cavalry?
I'm definitely not the cavalry.
And so... I don't even know if I want to know this. Why don't you want to talk to me?
I don't know. I mean, why would I want to talk to you?
I'm worried here. I might have wronged you. But finding out I've done that to a lot of people lately.
No, you haven't wronged me. It's okay.
She shakes her head and breathes out.
Something changes in her. It's pity. Pity comes over her.
Okay, fine. Let's talk. What did you want?
What precinct are you from?
What precinct?
She just sighs. She's from my precinct.
Am I from? God, he doesn't know.
Fucking deranged lunatic.
Okay. Goodbye then. Excuse me, you.
Look like shit.
My ruffled face reflects in the man's sunglasses. Are you looking in a mirror, buddy? Look at you.
And I don't mean that as a metaphor.
Yeah. Looks don't matter. It's what's on the inside that counts.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm going by here.
Ho ho ho.
Oh, come on, Jean. It looks like it's been a rough week on him.
Yeah, no fucking kidding. Aren't they all the...
It's not just this week. What you want?
Okay, so this guy is cool. He stands there like a statue, an angry statue, and he does not like you.
So it goes. You want to jump in here and defend my honor, Lieutenant?
Don't even try to win him over. He won't.
We're going for it. Busting out the esprit de corps.
You know what it is. It's like the two of you know each other. Just ask him.
Just tell me the truth. I know you know me. Right?
Oh, I definitely know you from somewhere.
Another life.
From where? Another life?
Yes, from another life. A different life. Maybe the life of a police officer belonging to the ranks of the...
He pauses.
To what station do you think you would belong in this alternate and totally fictional reality?
41st?
Okay. That's plausible. That's entirely plausible. Now we're really getting somewhere.
Gives you a long, meaningful look and adds,
Somewhere good.
well, let's talk some more about this hypothetical Station 41.
Okay.
He blinks aggressively. Ah, I'm not busy. You're not busy. Let's just play around. What would our relationship be in this alternative universe?
Let's be crazy. Let's say you and I are partners. How's that for a thought experiment?
Nah. Like partners in crime?
No, because in this thought experiment, we are police officers in a police station. We don't do crimes. We're not crime bros.
Come on. Stop it.
You got a crime to solve? Is that why you're here?
Oh, no. You see, I enjoy watching other Better cops solve crimes. And let me tell you, it's been quite a privilege seeing you work.
Hey, listen. Just ask the lieutenant here. I'm getting somewhere,
This isn't helping.
she says, shaking her head, looking at the man with the sunglasses disapprovingly. Yeah, who else is in our imaginary Station 41 there,
You're
Jean?
not going to believe this, but police officers.
No.
Yes, sir. Solving crimes, locking up bad guys, and get this, and not getting that drink on at 2 o'clock.
Hey, check it out. I'm 2 days straight not getting my drink on at 2 o'clock.
Just some regular boring motherfuckers in suits and uniforms. Nothing spectacularly extravagant like you, the far-out son of Lung.
The far-out son of Lung?
Oh, it's you, you eccentric genius. I mean, with your unorthodox approach to police work, it has to be you.
Want to tell me more about him or her, whoever?
Not even a little bit.
Heh.
It's an urban myth about an officer who is so far undercover he can't remember who he is. As I said, just an urban myth. You are not the son of Lang.
No, of course not.
He's trying to protect you from further rough handling, dished out by this sunglassed man.
Well, I've had enough imagining. How about you, buddy?
Neither can I, partner. Neither can I.
His gray eyes suddenly flash above the glass frames. They feel sad.
It's a mere second, but it feels like you saw something. A gram of compassion in that sadness.
Well, I actually am a cop. Could I ask you a few questions?
About what? You don't look like a cop. You know what you look like?
I don't know. You tell me.
I don't know. A sad stack of shit next to someone far more proficient.
He didn't answer your question.
So now, could you answer some questions for me?
No,
He says calmly, keeps staring at you. Why not?
'cause it's not my job. Why don't you go and fucking do yours and solve this damn hanging?
If you don't want to answer questions, is there maybe something you'd like me to say?
Actually, I don't want to hear you say things.
That's kind of the vibe I was picking up, to be
Come on,
honest.
Jean.
Yeah, come on,
Okay,
Jean.
say things. I
He adopts
want
a
to
lighter
hear you
tone.
Say things.
Hear that? He wants you to say things. Say one.
But what am I going to say?
Suddenly, out of nowhere, case-related things start popping up in your head.
Okay. So I'm doing this investigation. Turns out the guy was shot, and I shouldn't just be giving this away. What if this guy's on the take? Do this investigation. A man is hanged?
So, do you know who hanged him?
Not yet.
Yeah, I can see that.
Why am I even telling you this?
I don't know. Why are you?
He gives you an odd look.
It's like you felt it would be intellectually stimulating and would lead somewhere. Accustomed even? Strange. Who knows why we do the things we do? Somehow, bouncing those ideas off the man with sunglasses felt calming, like you've done it before.
Shame we're doing this first thing in the morning. I'm healing so much.
Oh my god, there's more. You want something more? What is it?
Let's talk about the hangman one more time.
Okay, why not?
Check it
Do
out.
the old thing over again.
Okay.
We're not wasting time. There is no time.
There is time, but it's only 9 a.m. Wednesday morning, 9 a.m. Listen, I'm doing this investigation, and I told you he was hanged, but get this, he was shot too.
You think he was hanged as a cover-up? To hide the shooting?
Basically.
Okay, well,
He corrects his blonde wig. His hair. Corrects his hair. Why am I telling you all
I
this?
don't know. Why are you?
Don't know.
Oh my god, there's more. You want something more? What is it?
No, it's nothing. I'll see you around.
Watch out for yourself, loser.
We'll see you as a loser. Hey, it's me. It's true.
That voice, so very familiar. Did you hear it when calling to your station and reporting your badge missing?
Yeah, wait. Hold on. Jean. I recognize your voice.
Oh really? I wonder where.
Look, I lost my badge recently, as I kind of think you know. Because when I called in to report it missing, you were there.
That's the where you remember me from?
Level up. Yeah, I have a bit of a point to my head. memory trouble here.
You don't say. Goodbye then. The voice thing was a coincidence. Run along, asshole.
Okay, the man with the sunglasses and his hypothetical Station 41. Weird, right?
I guess it was kind of weird.
There's something.
This guy
missing
seems
here.
like he was fucking with me.
Something you can't put our finger on. You know what? Just ask him. I know it sounds crazy, and you'll probably get laughed at. But still.
Listen, John, I don't like to brag, but I've been having some killer hunches lately. No, yeah, I should just ask him. I should just break the
Yeah.
ice.
Just cross it off the list. It's probably not true, though.
Probably is true.
Again,
John,
I can't believe this
Look.
shit.
I just got to ask you, putting aside all hypotheticals, we are both from Station 41, aren't we?
I'm going to say no. Just to see what you'll say to that. What'd you say?
Yeah, probably not. I don't remember you from anywhere.
God fucking shit.
Pinches the root of his nose.
None of this is great news for him. Okay, I was clearly wrong. He is a firefighter, male nurse, animal control agent, something of that kind. Not a cop. Go on with your cop work.
No,
Don't
no, no.
let me stop
No,
you
no.
again.
Hold on. Kim, do you know this guy? Can you help me clear this up?
I'm not getting involved in this.
That's fair. That's fair.
It's not my style, he thinks, glancing at the man in sunglasses and the woman beside him. Oh boy, they're mad at him. No wonder. He just doesn't recognize them.
Well, hey, Jean, I'll catch your hand. Let's see. Hold on. Oh, wait, whoops. To my thought cabinet for a moment. This is a stupid thing to think about. And, this thought feels like the most important one. I don't know. I'll think about it later. Wait. Oh yeah, it only takes 3 hours. I can make that call if I want to do it. I'm not going to bother Lena right now. Hey, Gart. I figured out your phone problem.
help you?
Oh, good. But I can't snitch. I have the money for my bill tonight, even before I pawn more stuff. Hey, cool guy.
Hi, gendarme. Another rendezvous.
Hi.
Hi. So what brings you here?
Let's put it all on. Let's see if we can pull it off. What's up with this guy?
It's the sports. He's a sports guy, all about that physical prowess and athletic skill.
Ah,
Nothing else here.
that's why he keeps his shirt open like that, so everyone sees his muscles. I met your Sunday friend.
You did. And how did you like him?
I didn't really. Government official type, like, down with the man, you know.
Ah, shoot. Why not?
Who is he anyway?
A visitor from the first world. He's not like you and me, gendarme. He can
He
always
smiles a
return
smile. Seems melancholic. Return where?
to his opportunities in Occident, sur la clé. Still,
He breathes
coming
in,
and going brings some
keeps
life
his
to the
lungs filled for a
village.
moment before letting it out.
Or is it just money? I don't know.
And what are the two of you? What's going on there? You know what I mean.
Friends, I told you. Sunday friends. Friends who like to get together from time to time.
And so what does it mean that he's your Sunday friend? Because he was that was Tuesday.
That he won't be there when times get tough, I guess.
Huh. Is that really a friend at all?
It is. On Sundays.
He smiles. And so your Sunday friend comes in on Tuesday, just crashes,
He has keys. And he likes the view.
waves it gently
To
with a
see
cigarette
him.
holding hand. Yeah. Anyway, enough about other people.
Hmm?
Let's talk about you.
What about me, gendarme?
I don't know. What are you doing here?
Admiring the atmosphere. What about you, officer?
Actually, I'm living here. My room's right upstairs.
Convenient. But what are you doing here? Talking to me?
That's a good question. Could you tell me more about the muscular type who came to investigate the crime?
Oh, yes, let's see. He knocked on my door a few days after the lynching. I think he was going through the entire building, asking questions.
And what did you tell him?
Nothing. That I didn't see anything.
Did you tell him about your friend?
What friend?
Ha. Your Sunday friend. You know, the witness.
No, I don't think it came up.
And what did this guy look like?
Muscular, handsome,
Shrugs
Strong.
nonchalantly.
like one of those military types.
Oh, yeah. Jeez. Be careful who you open the doors to. Was he alone?
Yes, but he was speaking to someone on his earpiece.
What was he saying?
Just reporting back whatever I was telling him.
Anything stand out about him besides that he's a big jack dude?
Oh, let me think.
Turns his eyes upwards
Yeah,
in
that's it.
recollection.
He sounded like one of those mercenaries.
I think that's
He
probably
sounded
what he
vaguely
was.
Ornese. No, not vaguely. Scratch that. He sounded definitely Ornese.
Hey, thanks. That's helpful.
Sure. Anything else on your mind?
His lazy eyes stroll over your face. Ah, we're going to take our
Bye-bye,
leave.
gendarme.
You take care, son. Young man. Well, we're getting all sorts done before we even get out the door of the Whirling-in-Rags. Hey, pal. Titus.
Clowns are still hanging around. What is it now?
Hey, listen, you can call me a clown all you want, but you respect Lieutenant Kim here. Let's go over the rape victim again.
Again? Seriously, man. Fine. Fire away.
No, you know what? That's enough.
Yeah.
That's enough.
Whatever.
But here's the thing. Spoke to Klassje, and she says that she wasn't raped.
Fuck. I knew that fucking whore couldn't be trusted.
Whoa.
You've hit a nerve. Titus is furious. No, more than that. The loyal Titus feels betrayed.
Well, I feel betrayed, Titus. You were going to lie to me and put someone else up to lie to me. You lied to me. You did. And then tried to put someone else up.
For the record,
She steps in
Titus
forcefully.
Hardy did not explicitly specify the victim as a whore, nor did he say anything about trusting her.
Hey! Rax Bellator, welcome. You showed up indeed. Glad you could make it. Happy Sunday. Things are good. I did, because I did the drag stream yesterday. So this particular new hobby I picked up has put me in a dreadful spot where I'm constantly going back and forth between having and not having my mustache. I feel like Elizabeth's playing a little fast and loose here. He definitely called her a whore, and he did say something about trusting her, that he knew he shouldn't. And yet, why'd you bring her in on your scheme if you didn't think you could trust her, Titus?
Oh, shut up and stay out of this, Liz.
Turns back to you.
He raped her. He was out of his fucking mind.
On stream. On stream.
You have no idea.
So this whole thing started for me because in the fall, the LGBT plus, Q plus, etc. Student society at my institution asked me to perform at one of their drag shows, which I did just because I'm a good guy and my students asked me to do something, I'm going to do it. And then I did it. And I was like, oh, wow, cool. I really enjoy this. So my next IRL performance is, if they do a winter show, which they were talking about doing, although they haven't, I won't find out about it until they make up their mind and pick a date and stuff. That'd be my next one. Otherwise, I'm just too busy during the winter semester. So try to branch out into the real world this summer, academic summer. So like May through September. All right. So now, all right. Geez, Titus just goes back to the lie.
She's just in denial, asshole. You don't understand the traumatic experience. She's shutting down, and she doesn't fucking trust you.
I just feel like you kind of blew this, guys, by having Titus kind of get obviously caught off guard and rant a bunch.
Yeah, she's crazy, you know.
The
A
rat-faced
crazy
man says
bitch.
carefully.
You know the type. She's fucked up.
Cut the bullshit. She told me the truth,
Lawman.
he says
I'm
through
at
clenched
the end
teeth.
of my goddamn rope with you. I fucking told you not to push her.
I didn't push anybody.
And you went and pushed her.
Something breaks in him. He takes a step closer and says, "You're gonna fucking what?"
Titus Hardy.
Her voice rings through the room like a warning shot.
Success. Titus backs off. Fists down, everybody.
Yeah, you don't want to get yourself shot, Titus. I may have lost my gun, but Lieutenant Kim is not.
Everett personally sent me to take care of this. If this goes south, we'll all be in the shit. But you, Titus Hardy, are going to be buried. Am I understood?
The room is so quiet you could hear a pin drop. The rest of the cafeteria has gone quiet, too. Someone has to rush in to break the tension. The second in command.
Look, Copper.
Tattooed
we know
man
that
snaps
the
his
Buck
fingers.
was a rapist and a killer. We got him confessing to it on tape.
Oh, you don't say.
Show it to him, T.
Turns to Titus, who's still
What's
breathing
the harm,
heavily.
right?
Here, jerkwad. Listen to this shit. And then come back and tell me the soldier of the apocalypse was an innocent man.
Slams the audio tape on the table. I don't remember saying anything about this guy being innocent.
This is their last play, this tape. Their story is in tatters, a mess. It might be nice to listen to, but at this point, you don't need to.
Why should I care about this tape, Titus? You lied to me.
You don't care about evidence.
His eye twitches.
Fuck are you a cop for, then?
Is it evidence, Titus? Or is it bullshit? Is it more bullshit?
Pigs, T. They don't care about getting the truth. They care about getting convictions. They are fucking keeping a score on their bulletin boards.
Listen, I don't know anything about a bulletin board, Elaine. I don't remember what the precinct looks like. It's been a long week.
I won't be on your bulletin board. If you don't listen to the tape, we got nothing to talk about.
Well, what's on the tape?
What's on it? We call it the door gun a mega mix. You'll know why once you listen to it.
And where'd you get it?
You think we go into this shit deaf and dumb? You RCM aren't the only ones who know how to bug people. There's no university degree for that.
Well, how'd you bug them if you bugged them?
We have machines. We're in logistics. How do you think a harbor works? It's advanced stuff.
Right.
Understood? You've listened in on their communications. How long?
Takes a little note.
Since way before their chief started taking swing lessons.
Things got nice and quiet after that.
Right, so which one of you is doing this advanced radio work? Is it Rat-Faced Boy over there?
It's not advanced.
The heavy
You just
man
hold up
wheezes.
in a coop all day, writing down what they say. It gets hot as hell in there.
So you're the one doing it, Angus.
Don't put yourself down, Angus. It's important work.
Chief picks his beer back up to offer a silent toast.
Yeah, man. You're like a radio genius or something. Those notes are some in-depth stuff. Indexes and shit.
You know where I can find a player for this around here?
I'm sure we can find a tape player.
The lieutenant whispers. Yeah,
Where can I listen to this? Why
He
don't
mocks
you try
you.
shoving it up your ass, genius?
listen, I don't know if I'd be mocking me so much if I was the guy whose story was rapidly collapsing.
Yeah, play it with your ass, cocksucker.
His voice echoes like thunder in the small room. This William H. Macy with long hair looking dude.
I'm sure we can find a tape player. It's not a problem.
He repeats calmly in a hushed voice.
Your room had one. Or maybe it's too broken.
Well, that's enough for now. Gotta get back to my investigation.
Don't forget your tape, lawman. Compliments of Titus Hardy.
Fine. I'll listen to it.
You do that. Oh, and keep it. Maybe you'll need a reminder of human ugliness someday.
Huh. Well, I'm gonna take off now. I don't want to bring up the witness yet. I don't want to get her in trouble if I can help it. Well, I'm out of here. A pleasure talking to you as always, Titus. What an asshole. We are getting things done in the whirling. Hopefully my tape player works.
The compact tape player is still and silent. Seems it has completely broken down now.
Well, it's not still. We can tell just by looking at it. Second opinion, Lieutenant?
The machine was made in Revachol by a company called Le Mercier. Their logo depicts the triple-towered Delta skyline. It was supposedly built to last.
This would have been very helpful with the Megamix, but it isn't anymore.
Yeah. Any ideas?
My kinema only comes with radio. Let's try to find a new tape player. Perhaps we should talk to Roy at the pawn shop. He has stuff.
There's a thought. There's a thought, Lieutenant. Including, of course... Wait. What am I noticing here on the ground? Ah. With Kim here, he just tries not to think about the broken down bathroom door. I can at least impress him by shutting the door behind me. Yeah, look at me, Lieutenant. Well, it's time to go out into the cold once again. And perhaps we'll be making our way down the coast. See if we can turn up the cryptozoologist, even though that has nothing to do with our investigation. Pardon me. Got 3 skill points to spend now. You know what? Maybe I should unlock a thought cabinet for derealization. Then again, like... I don't know. Could doing this thought get me more memory? I don't know. Do I want more memory? Does Harry Dubois benefit from having a clearer sense of his place in the world and what he is like? I'm not confident he does. Wait, this is taking a long way around here. Oh, well, see if there's new dialogue here.
Officer, God damn it. Pull yourself together, René.
It's only one shot to impress him. Not that I necessarily even care to do that, but if I'm gonna try, I'm gonna try with more than a.
You again, officer.
And I don't need
How
this
may
sandwich.
I head the citizens' militia on this fine day?
Well, you mentioned Jean-Marie Beaulieu. Who is that?
Oh, sweet Jenny. She was the finest
Jean-Marie.
woman in all of Revachol. Maybe the entire world.
Do not defile her memory, Gaston.
There's an almost imperceptibly
Let her
small
rest
tremble in
in
his
peace.
voice.
His tone lacks its usual intensity, like he doesn't feel he has the right to speak on the matter.
You both know her?
We knew her, all right.
His friendly face
Lived
lights
on
up.
the same street our entire lives, just 2 houses apart. The 3 of us have been best friends since we were 4. She was René's first girl back when the prick was 16.
He looks up at the cabinet almost
till he
gently.
decided he'd rather die for some great ideal than just be happy.
And then you stole her from me.
He jerks forward, grabs his chest, and stops. Alright, easy, fellas. We don't need this to get ugly.
Oh, officer.
Gaston is unfazed by the
It
outburst.
already got ugly nearly 80 years ago when the 3 of us were just learning to walk and talk.
Oh my.
You stole her from me.
Rene repeats, trying to steady his breathing and still clutching his chest.
Well, technically, you stole her from me, because we'd been pretty close ever since you two had that falling out over the ink you spilled over her pretty yellow dress.
We were just boys then. This was different. You.
The tall veteran looks at you and nods.
No point starting this all over again. For the 1000th and the first time. Especially when we have company.
He turns to you.
Officer.
If you don't mind my what happened to her?
She died of pneumonia 2 winters ago. It was a quiet passage, peaceful.
He smiles faintly.
René and I were both by her bedside when she...
He pauses, searching for the right word.
Died.
He sharply
No
fills the
use
silence and
sugarcoating
adds.
it. Won't bring her back. Feel it now.
Hey, you know though, Renee, we all gotta die. So peaceful is
Departed.
better than nothing else.
Until the very end she couldn't decide between us. The most indecisive woman I've ever met.
What do you think made her so indecisive?
She could never make up her mind about anything. What to have for breakfast, favorite color, or which one of us to marry.
The look in his eyes is happy and distant.
She was always leaving one of us for the other, but never long enough to actually get married.
I guess there's nothing wrong with weighing your options carefully for
Heck,
80 years or so.
Technically, we're both still engaged to her.
Very long engagements.
You always confused her. Couldn't let us be happy.
He says with resentment.
Seduced her with your fancy words and pastries.
And what did you seduce her back with, Renee?
He suddenly remembers
Your gruffness?
you are still there, falls silent, and turns away.
Hey, thanks for sharing, gentlemen.
Of course, officer. Memories are all we have left.
Hey. Well, hey. Ta-ta for now. I missed the opportunity to do something there. So I've been playing the Dragon Quest III HD 2D remake. Who are these fellas? I don't know. And a thing that amused me is that they did you remake a game like that, you add some quality of life measures for the modern RPG player. One thing of which is a quest log that says here's your quest. But because the game was designed before an expectation that your RPG would lay out clear quests before you at all times and always tell you where to go, I got to the point where you get the ship and the quest becomes scour the globe looking for the 6 orbs. It's like, yep. At this point, you're just going to have to explore. Good luck.
Hello, hello.
Hey.
Let me know if I can help you with anything.
Bird's Nest Roy. I'm looking for something that plays a tape for police business. Hey, I wonder if he does have a tape player, if it will already have a tape in it with a sad song that I can sing at karaoke. One of my objectives. Yeah. I'm going to talk to her later, before 2300 hours. And we got to get a thing going. Maybe we want to go talk to the scab leader, who's clearly one of the militants. But yeah, Roy, I'm looking for something that plays a tape for a police business.
A tape? We have boomboxes for sale that will play it. Check the shelves.
All right. Well, I'm going to do that. Let's look around.
Wow, a very large red t-shirt with an impressive print stands out from the other garb.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah. The print depicts a muscled man striding toward you.
It's him.
A giant sword in each hand, encircled by burning embers. Behind him is a cluster of cabins engulfed in flames. Beneath him are the words, Hyundal burning. The antlers on the hood of the man's cloak and his piercing blue eyes are familiar.
Well, that's enough of this. Is it these shelves that have the tape player?
The boxes on the shelf look
Yeah.
well loved and well traveled. Chipped, dented, they stare at you with the unblinking eyes of their tape reels.
Well, you go up on tiptoe, get a closer look.
One especially catches your eye. Deep gold and amber plastic with a big old handle on top. A classic boombox that says Stereo 8 approved.
Slick.
This is you. Golden orange. A sunset suite.
Fading. Like the setting sun.
Just
Me and
make
you,
sure it
Stereo
works
8.
before you buy it.
Hey, Roy. This stereo 8 approved machine you got here.
Is the Harman Welshie W2, made in Vespa, designed in Seoul, plays all reel-to-reel format, 2mm, 8mm, 12mm. It's even got a little radio in there. It'll set you back 12 real.
Right. Are you sure it's all in working order?
Absolutely. I've tested each one myself with recordings of speech, found sounds and music from a variety of genres. Even though...
He grimaces.
I don't really like music.
You don't like music? I would love to drill down on that if I had the choice. Well, we need it. So, hey, I got 12 real right here. It's my board for the night, but I'll try to replace it somehow. Maybe I'll be back to pawn some shit.
And here you are. Quality sound reproduction on the go. It'll play anything, wherever. Turn any tape into a conversation of sounds and shapes.
Reunited, welcome. We're off to a pretty efficient Wednesday so far. Interviewed the putative assault victim, Klassje. She says she wasn't assaulted. Confronted Titus Hardy with that. Caught him off guard. He tried to go back to his lie. Finally, he gave me a tape, allegedly proving that the assault that he claims happened. And now we've just purchased a tape player. What time is it in real life? Okay. I do have a hard stop on this particular session, but it won't be that soon. Hopefully I'll get down to the shore today. In the meantime, let's just find a nice spot to stand, Lieutenant Kim. Away from the troubles of the crowd. And let's okay. Wait. So I have to equip my boombox. Yeah. Here, let's listen to this in the goofiest way imaginable.
The porter reel is just what you needed. The reels attach to the apparatus with a satisfying click. The tape is routed behind the magnetic reader.
All right, come on, baby. Don't eat the tape. Press play.
You push command set, and the tape starts spinning. Violent static and machine sounds fill the air.
This isn't Revachol. This is
A
a
man's
fucking
voice says.
village. I can almost see the elephants.
Another loud screech. Just some kind of machinery.
The harbor.
Lieutenant takes
the son
note.
of a Valson crane.
But, well, gee, Lieutenant, could it be that particular crane-held storage cabinet that took my eye?
When this shit is done, I'm gonna tear that place up. Soldier of the apocalypse style. Kill shit. Dogs and chickens too. Gonna run a room, Cordy. A real nice room.
This part's unintelligible.
I don't give a shit. I'm fucking done. I'm done mentally. I'll fucking do them all in. Rape that disco cunt on the counter. You know, the dance a whore upstairs. Do it Kohoi style.
I don't like this fellow.
Never did get that taste out of my mouth.
A click, then silence. The rest of the tape is empty. This certainly doesn't prove what Titus says it proved.
The lieutenant presses the button marked Arete on your porter reel. The tape stops spinning.
What was that at the end? Just silence?
End of recording.
Yeah, okay. Well, what do you think?
It seemed authentic enough. Probably recorded off the shortwave, then edited to seem more incriminating. He sounded like he was on patrol around the harbor walls.
I agree. And he also sounded inebriated.
Still.
The lieutenant looks at the tape. You're familiar with this look now. It's his look of suspicion.
There's more going on here than we know.
Let's pop back through. What do you think?
It seemed authentic enough. Probably recorded off the shortwave, then edited to seem more incriminating.
Why am I letting him speak? We already heard this dialogue.
Around the harbor walls.
Here's the thing, though. Still, like, he did say it. He said he wanted to do it. You can't, it's not like they spliced together a bunch of different words to make up a sentence he didn't say.
Indeed, but...
He looks at the tape. It's his look of suspicion.
There's more going on here than we know.
Okay, well, which one do you think was Cordy?
Cordy could be short for Cortenar, one of the other mercenaries, the one he was talking to. Probably the mountain at the harbor gates. Mr. Right to Work.
Maybe we do have to bite the bullet, talk to that guy today. What about Kohoi?
A village on the Samaran Isla, in South Safre. Grad committed war crimes there, the kind of thing he talks about.
Oh, you think he was there?
Who knows? Maybe the tattoos would have an answer. We would need to know the story of this man's service.
Okay then. Well, what now?
I think we've got a few more questions for Klassje, don't you? This seems to contradict her testimony, at least to some degree.
Certainly to the degree that it doesn't seem like they had a nice relationship. I agree with you there, Kim.
As you take out the tape, the boombox tunes itself back to the cheery radio again, spewing out beats like it's a Friday night. The contrast feels chilly, inappropriate even.
Oh, so I shouldn't be bumping my head like I'm a Night at the Roxbury. Okay, well, I'm going to put this away so I don't look like a tool. And now we want to talk to Klassje again. Or maybe we'll just... Who knows? I'll make up my mind what we're going to do next during this brief intermission. Hang tight, gang. I'll be right back with you. And we're back. All right. Did I make up my mind? No. No, I forgot to think about it. You know what? Lieutenant Kim has said some kind things about me. I should not abandon our immediate leads in favor of being like, let's go down to the shore. See if we can find Lena's husband. When we do go down to the shore, maybe I can pick up a bunch of money. Put off the pawn apocalypse. I haven't pawned a single thing yet. Oh, well, except, Lieutenant Kim pawned his hubcaps. His rims. Which I feel terrible about. And that's why, if I can avoid pawning things for practical matters until I've saved up enough to get 200 real. If I go to the window...
This window is pristine on the inside, unlike the one next to it. Light from the desk lamp reflects off the glass in an untarnished golden halo.
Why is this significant? Touch it.
Smooth as ice. There are spots of mud and rain on the outside, even smudges. But the surface of the window is clear from the inside. No chips, no hairline fractures. Following your lead, the lieutenant leans in closer to inspect the surface.
It's been replaced recently.
Looks like it, yes.
He adjusts his glasses.
You know which window has not been recently replaced?
Yeah, what is this? Do I need guilt right now?
Whatever it is, it's messing with your concentration.
Yeah.
Stop distracting him! He has work to do!
Nope,
Plus,
shut up.
if I recall, the window has been giving him shit ever since he got here!
Are you helping me, Necktie? Is this helping? Klassje.
I was just thinking, what a nice day for questions pertaining to a murder investigation.
Yeah. I need to talk to you about your room again. I like the voice. The voice actor made a good choice for the horrific necktie.
Yeah?
Couldn't help but notice you just replaced a window.
It is.
She moves slightly to your left to check her reflection in it.
The lieutenant makes a note in his notebook.
That's good note taking, Lieutenant.
He finds the answer unsatisfying.
Yeah, me too. But I have other questions. So, maybe the best way to bring this up is just to be blunt. Titus Hardy gave us a recording where the deceased, not out there anymore, but you know who I'm talking about, stated his intention to rape you. And he called you a mean name that I won't repeat.
She puts her coffee cup down with a soft ring as the porcelain meets the metal table.
No, it's not soft enough. Oh, man. Day 3 of this friggin' hangover.
This does not surprise her.
Did he?
A smile flits across her face.
I never said he was a good man, or that he had good intentions. Only that he was never bad to me.
But on this tape, he specifically identifies you as the target. Unless he was saying that I'm the...
Where did they get this recording exactly?
Well, that's a good question.
It's intercepted radio chatter of the deceased, recorded via the encryption station. It's authentic enough.
Enough.
Does he say he's gonna do it Soldier of the Apocalypse style?
Yeah, those are the exact words he used.
Yeah. That was practically his pickup line.
She picks the cup back up. Oh, wow, you're making this guy sound great.
Did he say whores a lot? Was he pretty much on the verge of doing it Cohoy style?
He did use the word whore.
He liked the way it sounded when he said it. As to Cohoy,
The young woman lights a new cigarette with the butt of the old one.
he wasn't
Chain
actually
smoking.
there. He didn't do a tour, or at least didn't tell me he did. Would have been overkill anyway. He lived his own little Cohoy. It wasn't his everything.
Why say something like that? Like, machismo?
Yes, was he bragging?
Oh no, I'm pretty sure he did all those things. then integrated them into his idea of normalcy to keep on living until they just sort of turn into his,
She thinks.
what's the word I'm looking for?
Coping mechanism?
Running joke. I was gonna say running joke. And it sounds like you didn't even get the good bits. Lely's punchlines got way, way funkier than that.
Is that a name I heard?
He was like the Seminese conflict, the Khohoi massacre, and the 36 famine in Yezut all rolled into one person, then cast in Orani ceramic armor, which he wore in bed and in the shower.
What? Certainly. What? Okay.
When he said he was done, and done mentally, it didn't sound like a joke. It sounded like a deeply troubled man.
Here's the thing. Another thing he said was that he was mentally done. To me, that sounds less like a funny man, more like a broken man.
Well,
she smiles.
Maybe I pieced him back together with my magical personality.
Weren't you afraid of this war crimes in the shape of a man?
Afraid of what? That tape the Hardy Boys recorded? Your mother probably never told you this, but girls are evil.
My necktie has mentioned things like that,
Had
I think.
I the physical robustness and social support, I'd be in Khohoi. I would be tearing it up Soldier of the Apocalypse style.
Jeez.
Did he tell you he had actually done any of those things? In Martinez, I mean?
No. We were too busy laying waste to our own nervous systems to direct any of the fury outward. He seemed...
She thinks.
He seemed happy, I guess. At ease. As much as a man like him could be.
There is a small measure of pride in her that she could quell the rage in such a being.
You could fix him. What a special girl you must be.
What kind of man was he? Before you go, ask for details. She seems okay to talk about it.
I wish it was my empathy and not my logic telling me she seems okay.
Thank you for clearing that up, miss. Whenever you're ready. I'm interested to hear what Titus Hardy has to say now.
She takes a very small sip of her coffee and smiles.
Look, now that you've had some time, could you tell us a little more about the victim?
Like, for example, his name?
Was it Lely?
Actually, officer, I didn't know his name. I just called him Lely.
Oh, that was the pseudonym. An alias.
A nickname?
A nickname.
I guess.
A nom de plume.
It came from Lelystad. It's short for that. And it was his army name, apparently. He said his real name wasn't his. I tried to pry it out of him, but it was no use.
Ah, yes. A guy whose army name is real and his real name doesn't belong to him. Sounds mentally healthy.
Lelystad. That's a good start.
He writes it down in his notebook.
We have a few questions you can help us with. A few things a field autopsy alone can't answer.
The young woman cranes her neck, trying to catch a glimpse of the page the lieutenant passed to you. On it is a list of autopsy observations recorded neatly in blue ink.
You know, I took you for a black ink guy, Lieutenant.
The last missing pieces of a puzzle of flesh.
You know how old he was?
He was 42.
42?
Secret of the life, universe, and everything.
I would have had him above 50.
Well, I mean, as we've learned, he lived hard, Lieutenant.
He had many scars that made him appear older. But no.
The memory makes her smile.
We even celebrated his birthday, like, some weeks ago. It was a funny 2 days. He had little reason to lie to me.
We were slightly off then. Thank you for clearing it up.
What was his eye color?
Blue. Light blue. They were like...
She stops, her eyes half closed, and
like
then continues.
Little blue galaxies, you know? It was strange, seeing those eyes in his fucked up face. Pardon the swearing.
She takes a drag.
I do him an injustice. He wasn't ugly.
He was by the time we saw him.
And he had a beautiful, soft voice. Very surprising, what with all the scarring. It was quite something, watching him speak.
Oh yeah, his voice sounded lovely on this recording.
He had a combat wound on his chin and mouth.
Yes. Severe.
She seems to enjoy the word.
It made him look like half his face was cracking away in some strange smile. That and those eyes.
Ah, yes.
The lieutenant
His
suddenly
hair,
remembers.
if you can remember.
It was light brown, almost blonde. He darkened it with brilliantine, made oily. Not nice to stroke. I couldn't convince him to leave it alone.
He ever tell you what the whole tattoo of the stars meant to him?
Oh, that.
It's clear she liked it.
You enjoyed that tattoo.
Quite a lot, yes.
Looks like an Orni's map of the waterways?
Sure, waterways. It was mostly for showing off to chicks, though.
Nah. How so?
How? Imagine him lying in bed. Freakish musculature laid out on the sheets. Scarred, of course. Tattooed. The sheets are dirty for some reason.
You really have a type, Klassje.
He's smoking and drinking, of course. And his chest and shoulders and arms are studded with stars. Tens, hundreds of them. Maybe even thousands. And the woman goes like,
She
"What
points
was
at the air
this,
with a
baby?"
sharp-nailed finger, picking out an imaginary tattoo star. What was this, baby?
And he says,
She lowers her voice
"That
comically.
was too hardcore. Don't ask me about that." So she goes, "Okay, but what's this, baby?" And he's like, "Saw some bat shit there. Killed some loincloths."
Well, that's a lovely, dehumanizing way to refer to other people.
And so it goes. Star after star, port after port, third world country after third world country. And he's done horrible things in every single one of them.
And you were the woman in all this.
Oh, yeah.
She nods. Can you maybe, like, if I reminded you with a horrifying photo of the dead man? Seriously, there's a lot gross going on here. And hello, Exor bread. Yeah, what do these mean, if you don't
No,
mind
thank
that?
you.
She does not take
I've
it.
seen enough of him dead. I can tell you what they meant without looking at them.
She pours herself some more coffee. On the note of gross things, this young lady must just be having a terrible time in the bathroom. Just smoking and chugging coffee all day.
Go on.
No food to speak of.
He was a blue-eyed boy with thick arms from a small town. He was also poor.
Yeah,
and
she's
the government of
she's
Ireland
losing
needed
points
some
with me
people
every time
killed.
she speaks.
So they turned him into a grotesque killer. For money. He went to Killer Academy in Vredefort. Then he killed some people on the Seminine Islands. And on other islands, too. All of the islands. After this, he came to Revachol and got killed himself.
And not a very fun story, if you don't mind my saying so.
It is when you're high. It can be very exciting then. You have the tools to deal with it. It's not a very nice story to remember when you're sober.
She smiles faintly.
A change of topic?
Sure. You think he enjoyed dying? You think he was glad that the big nothing finally came?
Why do you ask?
It's just a feeling I have. Indulge me here.
Well, it's wrong. He had too many drinks to down and too many bad things to do. Couldn't tap out just yet.
Everything checks out here. It's all A-OK. Good answer.
Listen, we ordered a toxicology report, so we'll find this out eventually, but sounds like you might be able to give us some advanced insight on that.
A real rainbow splattering of pharmaceuticals, I bet.
She grins.
Barbiturates, amphetamine, sildenafil.
I gotta say, young lady, I don't generally advise people that they should try to be more like me, but you could really have more shame.
How much does the toxicology report cost the police of Revachol? I can do it for half of that. Save you some money, make some myself.
Huh.
It's quite expensive, miss. But we'll manage without your help for now.
Yeah. You'll have to forgive me because I've forgotten everything that I ever knew. Lelystad? Where's that?
In Oranje, officer. It's, I think municipality is the term. A nowhere town there.
The Lelystad municipality
Right.
has
That
few
rings a bell.
boroughs and even fewer cities. It's made of agricultural plots near the border of Gottwald. Executive summary: cows, silos, and wheat.
You were almost right, officer. That means his race was
Shakes his
accidental,
head,
not
like I just
maniac.
missed a shot in
I'll
darts.
update the form.
Hey, took a shot. Are you both from Aranye, sorry.
Yes. We were compatriots.
Did that bring you together?
No. He was too old for that. And from another part of Reunited. I didn't even understand his accent. What brought us together wasn't Oranje. It was bad habits.
And just something missing inside of both of you, I think. Him to be the person he was and you to love him for it. Well, I think we're done here.
All right.
Lieutenant puts the slip back in his notes, and he observes the young woman for a moment.
Coolly, gracefully, she pours herself more coffee.
Look. I can't help but notice that your room is actually kind of close to mine. If I asked a personal question...
Yes. You're just one room away.
She pours herself more
Very
coffee.
Personal.
Good, yes. This means she could have heard something, like what you were doing before you blacked out.
Were you in Sunday night? I'm trying to put together, just out of an impulse to self-abuse, what I was up to before my massive amnesia.
You do not need to know that. What you need is to ask normal police questions, like...
He waits for me to finish the sentence. Lieutenant, this is my thing. Keeping them off guard, remember?
Get
Off
a grip,
balance.
he thinks. At least do your personal stuff when I'm not here.
Yeah, that's fair. Can we talk more about this, the assault?
Not my favorite topic.
Yeah.
But okay.
And you're sure it didn't happen?
I'm 89% sure.
So you're 11% not sure?
You know how it is.
Do you?
Well, how is it then? She
Maybe
flicks a
you
bit of
don't
ash
know.
away. The ash lands on her jumpsuit. She brushes it off.
There are numerous cigarette burns on those silvery scales. Easy to see now that you're closer.
Don't get too much closer, Harry.
In conclusion, officer, I'm gonna go with a mild to medium not raped here.
Kind of sounds like something happened that you don't want to acknowledge.
Let me make this 100% clear then, officer. I was not sexually assaulted.
She tilts her head.
Would I be as flippant if I had been?
Well, then why'd you start out at 89?
You get the feeling she might be.
No kidding. Well, hey, thanks for all this, I guess.
How about we, change the subject to something more lighthearted now?
Yeah, maybe we'll talk later. Or hopefully not.
Wait, stop. That man, bloated beyond all recognition, was 42?
I mean, that's what she says. Not sure I trust her on that.
Below the damage, the weeks of decomposition, all the swollen indignity of mortality. He was 42 years old.
And what if he was? What's your point?
How old are you? That's where this is going. 45,000 liters of raw alcohol has left its disfigurements. What lies beneath, you wonder? You could ask either one of them.
No, I got this. My age.
Yes?
Yeah, I got no idea. Fuck. Probably middle-aged, but guess it could have been like Lily,
Do you want to know?
Maybe I am
the
30.
truth?
Yeah. Lay it on me. I'm not afraid.
To the laboratorium.
I can try to remember my age. Your face looks like it's 58. Your body feels like it's 60. Your mind feels like it's lived for 1 day or 100. Both longer than they ought to be. The day and the century. For how long, then? Has this thing attached to your sentience? Walk the planet's crust? So I'm gonna start racking those brains of yours, Elder One. I gotta say, I'm curious. Let's spend a skill point. No kidding, Rigodet. Well, hey, enjoy time with the fam. You're not even cutting out that early because I got like an hour. But take care. Enjoy family time. We'll talk soon, buddy. All right. Know thyself, as the saying goes. At this point, I feel fewer qualms about just seeing what's going on. Whoops. Don't attract her attention by making too many door sounds. It's like the Hans Moleman scenario.
This medicine cabinet is full of wares. Sheets of pills, haphazardly stacked, one on top of the other. There's also a toothbrush somewhere in there.
Oh, yeah?
It's been used quite a lot.
I guess that's good.
This toothbrush belongs to someone who doesn't give a damn about her teeth.
Let's look at the medications.
Pharmaceuticals line the shelves. Sheet upon sheet of pill bottle next to pill bottle. Acetylic acid, APAP, eye drops, blood thinners.
Quite a collection in there.
Anything of note?
I don't know. Let's look at the
Pill
bottles.
Bottles rattle like bones as you search the cabinet. Paracetamol, histoperidol, something in a foreign language you can't read. Behind them, an unusually shaped nasal spray. Its label reads Nacra.
Oh, is that like
Nacra? This is used to treat opioid overdoses. Always handy to have around.
We have Nacra here. Opioid antagonist.
Interesting. That's used for diamorphine overdoses.
He nods and looks at the door. Check out these pill sheets.
Among some foreign, probably Messinian or Gottwaldian, marked red blister packs you find. What do you find? This is going to take a little know-how.
Well, I have a little know-how.
A bright orange bottle with Preptide stamped on it. In sunny, happy letters. Jackpot, baby. That's the stuff you're looking for. Your palms begin to sweat just holding that little plastic container.
Why? What's so exciting about this?
It's speed, man.
No,
Just what you
I'm not looking for speed.
They call it dextro.
I'm trying to take things slow.
And talk about psychological disorders. But what we're seeing here is some scientifically advanced trucker speed.
Lieutenant, I see she's got Preptide.
Preptide, a euphemism for pharmaceutical amphetamine. Prescription speed.
The fuck are you waiting for? Let's get super fucking preppy.
Let's not. Let's walk the line. Look at me, Lieutenant. I'm walking the line. Are you proud of me, Lieutenant? I'm gonna shut the door behind you there. Or directly into you. Looking like Han Solo in the carbonate. Well, let's go talk to Titus again. Spending most of my morning just popping back and forth, ping-ponging.
The clowns are still hanging around. What is it now?
Oh yeah, you are, aren't you? Heh. Asshole. So I listened to your tape, talked to Klassje about it.
And?
He tenses immediately. Chest tightens, jaw sets, ready for another blow.
Yeah, nothing. She stands by what she said. Apparently, she agrees he was a real piece of shit, but she liked that about him.
That fucking fucker.
He stares at his beer for 2 seconds intently, turns to me.
Revachol. I gave you gold on that tape.
He gave me some dark stuff, but didn't prove anything and it didn't change her mind.
Dark? Dark is when you start a goddamn death rock band. He said he'd rape her.
Shakes his head in disbelief.
Sounds like he wanted it to change her mind about the hanged man. This is definitely personal.
Starting to feel like maybe we should actually be trying to help Titus out here by being like, she is not. You're trying to believe that she's a nice girl and you're gonna like protect her or something.
What did she have to say then? Fine by her? This is what people are supposed to be like? Fucking whoop-de-doo.
I mean, honestly, it kind of made her seem like it made her nostalgic.
Yes. In fact, I think she thought it was a little funny.
He looked at me and then back to Titus. When he said
Funny.
that. Titus mumbles, his lips barely moving.
Goddamn psycho whore.
Listen, I don't think we need to impugn her alleged sexual promiscuity, but she definitely does seem like a psycho. I'll give you that, Titus.
Seems like they wanted to give Klassje a second chance to play along. She still didn't.
Slams a giant fist on the doorframe.
I guess it's good then. That fucking.
Please try to control yourself in the presence of visitors, Titus.
Her voice is a little bit softer than earlier.
This is just perfect. Just fucking perfect. Any thoughts on this, lawman?
He rubs his chin with his palms, trying to grind it smooth. I think this is personal for you. You had feelings for her.
Yeah, they're all queers. Can't bump, hard fist, or anything.
Played the wrong dialogue. Pfft. Glenn explodes with indignation. Everyone's got feelings for each other. Where are you going with this?
It's all right, Glenn.
He rubs his temple.
I just thought, Chief. I thought anyone would come around if they heard that shit. Apparently, I was wrong.
Hey, honestly, I thought it'd make more of an impression on her, too.
Yeah, that was fucked up.
He smiles sympathetically.
He wanted her to see the man for what he was.
Level up
now
again.
That you know, you might want to lay off this topic, or else you might antagonize him.
I just got too worked up. Big man lost his shit. It's cool now.
Maybe she's just not who you thought she was. Maybe I'm antagonizing him by doing this. Maybe I want to.
Nah, I know her.
He looks
She's
upstairs,
just a
distracted.
girl in over her head.
She's not some helpless girl. I mean, she handled this mercenary well enough. It seems.
Handled him?
He balks.
She got into some stupid shit with that guy. Shit we had to take care of.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, yes. We heard all about it, and the fact still stands. You were more disturbed by the tape than her.
Yeah. You thought you had a lie planned. She didn't play along.
I asked for your opinion, not a bedtime story. Tell it to your grandma.
Well, the tape was the last chance for her to get back on board with the plan. Like, what are you going to do now?
But she didn't. She knows she can't lie to us, unlike you.
Oh no. He's definitely compromised too. It's his hubris. Sadly, not much to do about it now.
Fantastic. So now you remember how to do your job.
He despondently glances at his
Sick
beer.
of this piss. We should get something harder in here.
Yeah, guys, we should get a party going tonight.
Why?
He looks at the old man in the corner.
Maybe not then.
Success. They admitted to unlawful collaboration to derail the investigation.
Just be straight with me, Titus. What really happened here?
I already told you. We fucking hanged him.
Puts his giant face in his hands and sighs.
There's less gusto in his voice now. His men too are growing increasingly silent.
Come on, Titus. We know you didn't hang him. He was shot.
Taps on his
I know
notebook.
You're tired. So am I. Why don't you just...
You know what?
He gets closer.
I am tired. I'm tired of you and the whore upstairs. Next time you see her, tell her Titus said, "Fuck off!"
Throws his beer can down. You want me to use that exact intonation when I tell her, Titus?
That lying, scamming. We're done. This is over. You understand? Your little investigation is over.
Ah, yes. You're throwing a tantrum, and that's going to take the RCP off the case.
Yeah.
RCM, whatever we're called. There's a silence in the room. Alain starts saying something. Then he thinks best not to.
On the floor, beer drips out of the can into a small puddle. No one does anything about it.
Angus, you're not going to...
What is this quiet funeral shit? All we need is some beers in us.
He looks around.
Bartender, 20 beers for the Dock Workers Union.
Hey, don't worry about it. I don't need one. I know you're about to offer, surely.
Why do we make it 40, huh?
Man
Why don't we
shouts
make it
from behind the
100
counter.
beers? You're not loud enough.
100 beers? Now we're talking.
Glenn
Uppity
livens up.
hop over here, cafeteria manager.
Might have to put a skill point in rhetoric if this doesn't work. But let's try. Can we convince Titus that he's the one being manipulated?
Convince
Fuck
Titus he's being manipulated. You should know by now. Titus Hardy will never falter.
Bullshit.
But you know someone who might.
One of his boys will.
Fat Angus, the powerful guy. Mr. All Muscle. The time has come. Put him in the pressure cooker.
Titus wasn't ready for me and my shiny new custom dice from the witness that we haven't even told him about.
Just remember, it's about more than Klassje. It's about these men and Martinez, their district, their responsibility.
Well, that's it. Case closed. Going home, Kim.
Huh?
Lieutenant raises his brow.
He'll get it. Go on.
Write it down, Kim. Martinez, they just kill you because they don't like you.
Got it. Kill
Takes out his
you
notebook.
Because they don't like you. All because...
All because they like killing. Or do I want to tar them with racism? They tried to do the racist thing on me. Oh, man. I wish I had a suggestion roll to... Because these all seem like they could do something. All because of some chick.
Bring that up one more time, and you won't get to write that report.
Oh, you don't say, Alain?
Yes, I understand, Alain. That's your
Alain.
name, right? Alain? You'll kill us.
He scratches
That's
the notebook.
what they do in the wild north.
They just hang you, shoot you, whatever. They can't even remember what they did to you.
It wasn't that. It wasn't.
The fat man says with a
We
wheeze.
didn't shoot him.
Interesting point of emphasis, Angus.
That's it. That's the weak one. You flushed him out. Now go in for the...
Officer, you will be next if you don't shut up.
The old man reaches for his belt, but his voice strangely calm.
He's onto you. He knows what you're trying to do. Steel yourself. Push on. Just ignore Theo.
Or what? Angus, you gonna kill me like you killed him just for no reason?
We didn't kill him. We didn't even hang him. He was dead when...
He takes a breath, wheezing.
Shut up, Angus.
What, he was dead before you hanged him?
Fatty!
Little guy hits Angus on the back of the head. A loud slap.
Dennis, stand
Titus
down,
roars.
or I'll beat your head in. Theo,
He points his hand to the
your
old man.
hand off the belt. This isn't 31. I've got this under control.
Oh, yeah. You're calm, cool, and collected, Titus.
Does he? His closed fist is shaking. It's you who's in control. Let them have their moment.
Send in the clowns. The room falls quiet. So quiet we can hear Angus's wheezing.
Angie, where's your goddamn inhaler? You sound like you're dying.
You don't want to die, they might hang you.
I left it home. I can't get it. I'm too fucked.
He grabs his chest.
I'm sorry.
Hey, it's alright. We all have something to be sorry for.
Why are you so fucking fat, Angus?
Hey, come on,
Now
Lizzie.
it's all pointless. Because of you. You wasted my time. I told you, Titus.
She turns
I
to
told
him.
you just give her up.
Lizzie.
He
your
turns
help
to the
is no
fixer.
longer needed here. Go tell Everard.
Fine. I'll tell him. After a long walk along the coast.
Ooh, we might be going to the coast. She walks off without looking back.
What just happened between these two?
It's a great question. Maybe we'll talk to her about that down the coast.
You're in. He's all yours. Questions.
So you didn't kill him. He was already dead.
He nods.
You hanged the corpse to cover up the real cause of death. The bullet in his head.
Yes, thank you, Lieutenant.
Another nod.
Why?
Because the girls asked us to. They were in some shit.
Did she kill him?
Cop, I have no idea. The girl says she didn't.
He doesn't think she did. Or at least he hopes she didn't.
Why don't you just walk us through it? Sunday night.
Klassje came down. She seemed really out of it. Drugged up, even more than usual. Bug-eyed and gurning, you know? Not in a fun way.
Yeah, I know about that kind of way.
It looked like she'd redosed after something went down. I've seen that look before. She was scared. I knew someone had died.
Where'd you see that look before?
I've done this job for 10 years. I've seen it before. It's the politician in the motel room with the dead hooker scenario. Only in reverse.
Good analogy, boss.
The rat-faced man snickers.
You don't get to talk yet, Shanky.
Points at him.
You're still on the bench. You keep taking it easy too, Angus.
Turns back to me. So what happened then?
We went upstairs. Sure as day the Merc was dead. There was a bullet hole through the window. Fucking...
He scratches his chin.
Dirty sheets and bottles everywhere. Tibbs patched the window. And the corpse. We hanged.
Hey, Tibbs, is that the 8th Hardy boy?
Nah, he's my brother. He's in the window replacement business.
So he's like the 2nd Hardy boy.
Right now, he's grateful he hasn't gotten his brother into this mess.
So if you think she didn't kill him, why the cover-up?
You may have noticed our girl's in some shit of her own.
I didn't notice anything. Not really a perceptive guy. Why don't you tell me what kind of shit we're talking about?
That can't show up on police radar kind. There are people after her. From the old world. Where she came from.
Oh yeah. And who are these people?
They're powerful. Connected to the Moreland.
He looks out the window.
She's clearly afraid for her life. Says if she showed up in your systems, she'd be ghosted away.
And you think that's true?
And why would you help someone like that? By taking on a murder?
Good question, Lieutenant.
Why would I? I guess we abide all sorts of runaways and losers here. It's a Martinez thing.
Well, who killed the Merc then? What do you think? Any leads if it wasn't Klassje?
Not yet. Just some ideas. She says the shot came from outside, behind the window somewhere. So that's a clue.
Well, you said you got ideas. What are they?
I'm thinking someone's past caught up with them. Either hers or his.
I mean, it sounds like he had a lot of past.
Hers, you mean?
I mean the people after Klassje. Maybe the shot missed. Maybe it was meant for her.
And did the assassin only bring one bullet?
I like that. Been thinking the same
Young
thing
guy
myself.
nods. Have any ideas about his past, though?
I do. One of those mercenary buddies of his could have done it.
I don't know,
They
though.
got guns.
I don't know why they'd be
Training.
planning a massacre.
Years
Unless Joyce is
bad
lying.
blood, probably. Or it could have been someone else from Crenell.
He pauses to think.
Tell you what I'd do. Check out the coast for vantage points. Maybe consult with a ballistics buddy of mine. That's what I'd do. If I wasn't too busy doing this clown dance with you.
Maybe we wouldn't have to do the clown dance so long if you weren't such a fucking clown and you just cooperated in the first place, you fucking simp. I'm sorry. That was rude.
He's calm now. Threw all that turmoil away and became himself again.
So whose idea was it to do the fake hanging? Was that her idea too, Titus?
In a manner of speaking.
What do you mean by that?
We had help from another girl. It was her idea to hang him, and I liked it for political reasons. It sent a good message.
Send a message that's going to get people killed. Yeah, sorry. Whenever you hear me just go into like a screeching Cockney accent, Titus, just assume that's the necktie talking and ignore it. This other girl, do I know her? Is it Sylvie?
No, you're not gonna be on a first-name basis with this person.
Okay. Where is she?
You're not getting to her. This person is affiliated with the Hardy Boys. It's Klassje you want to talk to.
So, there's Hardy girls too. She's Nancy Drew.
I wouldn't go that far. She's just a woman who's sometimes in our company, who sympathizes with Klassje. Let's leave it at that.
You know, actually, some of the guys
Imagine
have been talking, and
if solving the composure check on Annette was how I started. That's when Harry puts it together. He's like, wait a minute. There's only one person who had the vantage, had motive, means, and opportunity.
No. My answer is no, Glenn.
He turns to
We're Hardy Boys, and that's how it's gonna stay.
He-Man Women Haters Club, huh? Well, hey, great chat. I'm gonna go talk to Klassje again. Just all I'm doing is trudging up and down these fucking stairs all day.
You do that. Hey,
Grabs
cop,
his beer and swirls it in his hand.
before you go.
Then he thinks of something. Yeah?
She,
He looks up.
Klassje, came to Martinez to hide. Many of us did. This is where you wash up when there's nowhere left to go. The Union takes you in. Now, she refused that protection. But
Still, after all this headache,
But you would still prefer if you'd like us to pretend she was under your protection.
that's right. If we didn't take care of the people who end up here, this place would just be a couple of ruins and some cargo containers.
You know, I ended up here, and you've been a real piece of shit to me.
We'll take that into account.
Lieutenant slides his notebook into his pocket, turns to leave. Great chat, Titus. I don't think we're even going to get down the coast today. We're going to just get there. It's going to be time to stop. It's a bottle episode, except for that brief interlude at Roy's. And it's fucking riveting.
It's always good to see you.
She cracks a weary smile, leaning back against the railing.
something in her demeanor has changed. She's tired, consigned to her fate, to being here with you and what's to come.
You might not be surprised to hear this, Klassje, but it was easier to break Titus than you.
I understand.
She puts her coffee mug on the table.
Just like that. No resistance. Her shoulders are slouched, her feet long and straight.
Stop staring at her feet, Harry. You don't seem surprised. You're expecting this?
I knew there was a chance you'd get them to tell you. It's what you do. You're the police.
It really, really is.
For what it's worth, I'm sorry for wasting your time.
What else was I going to do on a Wednesday
If you
morning?
knew we would find out eventually, why did you waste our time?
Oh, yeah, the lieutenant does raise a good question.
Because of the Hardys. I couldn't just dispense with them. They were only trying to help me.
She looks at her feet.
Out of the shit I'd gotten into.
Is she implying the Hardy Boys are the law?
That's really not a good enough reason, Klassje.
You're right. There's more. You answer to the coalition government, and by extension, the moral intern.
She reaches for a new cigarette.
Briefly glancing over her shoulder to the sea, as she's done time and time again.
Is that why you keep glancing over your shoulder there? You're afraid of the moral intern?
You share a database with them. You send people to their courts.
She lights the cigarette. What's going on, Klassje? What'd you do?
Just business. But bad business for some people in the moral intern. If I show up in your records, officer, they will find me. They will...
What happens if they do?
Hey, no need to apologize. Thanks for stopping by, Rex. And you won't have to watch too much video on demand. Maybe like 40 minutes. No more than that. You too. You too, buddy. Take care.
They will kill me, sir. If you file my name, take me in for questioning, enter me into the moral intern mill.
Is she finally giving us the truth, or is she manipulating us more?
Well, then I'm fucked. For nothing. This murder didn't have anything to do with me.
Here we go. For once, you seem to have her off guard. Actually, this murder did have a little to do with her.
Well, what did you do to have people after you in the first place?
It's not nice, but it's not illegal. Not here in Ravishol, or even in Oranje.
Oh, yeah.
What exactly did you do?
Pertinent question, Lieutenant.
Industrial espionage. I joined a business collective with the intention of betraying them. I did my job well enough to be asked to do it again. With a bigger company. The kind you really, really don't fuck with. I took their ledgers, 2 decades worth of accounting.
You sure that's not illegal?
I need the names of the companies involved and who hired you.
Taps on his notebook.
The job was Loosdoen County Savings Bank. They sound small, but they're part of the Looscop conglomerate.
Oh.
That was the second job. The first was some printer company. You wouldn't know them.
But she really destroyed them. She still feels it.
You proud of what you did?
As to who hired me for the job, I don't know. But they're after me too. Along with Looscop and their friends in the MI.
She breathes
Once
out
you're done
heavily.
in the competitive intelligence circuit, you don't have allies. You're radioactive.
Lowe's Cap. These people engineer financial disasters in second world countries. The conglomerate also includes the Bank of Consecration, Airbird, and the popular Papalolo line of dairy products.
I mean, I'm sure there's people who've done worse than that.
Sure. I'm not a war criminal, but it was
I thought
bad.
you thought it was cool to be a war criminal.
People lost their jobs. Good people, too, not just C-suite.
She shakes her head at the thought.
A lot of people got hurt.
She concludes.
But that's just more of my shit you shouldn't have to deal with. You're solving a murder.
Indeed, I am murder police.
That can wait. Look into her eyes. There's more.
But what did you do, Klassje?
One of them killed themselves because of me.
It's no small burden to bear.
How do you deal with anything? It's all just...
She looks at you with pleading
How
eyes.
do you do it?
My trick is that I just don't remember a fucking thing.
That would do the trick, yes.
She's almost devoured the cigarette she has lit. She looks at it sadly. So, can you tell me what happened? What actually happened on the night of Lely's death?
We were there.
She points to the window.
Together.
Silhouette of the bed is visible.
In bed, I mean.
And then, step by step, no details omitted.
Okay.
Takes a deep breath.
He was in a kneeling position. He had just entered me. I
Fuck's
was on my
sake.
back,
Klassje.
looking at him.
Okay.
I heard the window behind me shatter, and I turned to look. There was a hole in the glass. I turned back to him. His eyes were looking through me, and his mouth was open. Dumb. I could see. I could.
Her chest rises and falls with each word. She keeps herself together and says it.
I knew he was dead. Before he fell down on top of me.
Holy smokes.
You were right. He did enjoy the moment of his death.
But also, successful tact roll. Let's just carry on. And then, you got him off you, even though he had ceramic armor on.
He was heavy. I pushed him off and he fell to the floor. There.
She points through the window.
He only had his boots on. I bit the pillow, not to scream, then run downstairs.
There's a long pause. She just stands there, arms at her sides. Pardon me.
I waited for the second shot to come. For me. I thought there would be one. It never came.
Well, once you went downstairs, you weren't in front of a window.
She's forgotten about her cigarette. The butt has burned right down to her fingernails.
About to burn yourself.
Oh.
She looks at it, quickly tosses the butt aside. Sorry this happened to you.
So am I.
She immediately proceeds to light another one.
What time was this? When did it happen? It would help us if you could be as precise as possible.
I mean, she was pretty precise in describing the positioning.
11:30 to 12:15. I don't know the exact time. Around midnight.
It's okay.
Everything good happens after midnight, I've heard it said.
Not as much as usual. He'd done a line, plus other things. I was drinking.
Wait. Titus said she was gurning her jaw off, much more than usual.
Titus said you look pretty high.
Oh, yeah.
She tilts her head.
I did one of his lines, just to clear my head.
Did that work?
Did you hear or see the shooter in the course of this?
No.
That's true. It's a real knot in the world building of the Gremlins franchise. What did you do once you got all fucked up?
Nothing. I was trapped. I was stuck in my room downstairs. I got some clothes on and crawled back up, drew the blinds. Blood was coming from his mouth. Not a lot. Just a little.
Yeah, once you're dead, there's a lot less blood flow.
He was still on the floor, slouched. I couldn't be there with him anymore, so I ran down and out of my room, into the hallway, down the stairs. I knew there would be people there.
Maybe even a cop.
Run, woman. Run past them and out into the streets where it's dark and people move. To the lorries at the intersection, as far as you can.
Why didn't you run away from here? Why are you here now?
I already ran. I ran from an entire Isola. I can't run any further. Not with these people. This is as far as it gets.
And what happened after you ran downstairs?
Sylvie was tending the bar.
She looks
A lot
down.
of people were there. The Hardys were at the table in front of the stage. I think the Union box was full. Ruby was there too. They were having such a good time. I sat down and they all welcomed me. I didn't even have to say anything. Ruby knew something was wrong.
Yeah, you were tweaking.
Ruby?
Yeah, but hold on a second. Hold on. Before we carry on, who's this Ruby?
Ruby. You know, the leader.
I thought Titus was the leader.
Leader? Of what?
Yeah. Good question, Lieutenant.
The Hardy Boys.
She says, as if it's self-evident. I thought that was Hardy, Titus?
Well, nominally, yes. Ruby's the one they go to when things happen, like things they need taken care of. She's the organizer.
Ah.
This Ruby, in her phrasing, is entrusted with great power. She trusts her. So do the others.
Okay. Well, let's go on. What then?
Well, Ruby said let's talk upstairs. I showed her the room. I've known these people since December. They know my situation, that I can't leave a paper trail. Ruby was the first one I told. She said she'd take care of this. It's what she does, take care of things. I helped her get the body to the bathroom. We used a belt to pull him up under the shower, to keep him upright.
To produce lividity, matching a hanging?
Yes.
We completely missed the tampering. Looks like you got there in time. What was this, 20 minutes after death?
We didn't miss it that bad, Lieutenant.
Oops.
Yeah.
About 20, yes. Ruby explained it would make the blood... You know what he does.
She looks at the ground and then raises her light brown eyes to meet yours. Well, and then what did you do?
Ruby went outside to talk to Titus and the boys. I was just looking at Lely in the bathroom. I had to put his clothes back on. His armor, too. It was tough, but I've seen him take it off and put it on many times. It took Ruby maybe half an
I
hour.
thought you said he
to
made
come
love
back
with the
to
armor
Titus.
on.
I'd
Or you
gotten
just
him
when you
ready by
slept in
then.
it, when you said you went to
We
bed.
carried him out. I knew what they were going to do. Make it look like a hanging. Ruby said they would.
And what'd you get up to while this was going down?
Ruby said to wait here. She also said I wouldn't see her for a while. That we should lay low or something. So I did.
And where is this Ruby now?
I don't know. I haven't seen her since.
Oh, we got to talk to Titus again.
We will need to take this question to the Hardy Boys.
That's true, Lieutenant. You want to write that down in your notebook?
Interesting. Why did this Ruby go through so much trouble to hide something someone else did? Look into this later. What are you doing?
What am I doing?
Coming up with a theory. She said Ruby knew something was wrong before she said anything. How come? It was loud downstairs. She couldn't have heard the shot.
Sure.
It is ominous. You already coming up with theories that put the blame on someone other than Klassje.
Yeah, but I don't know. Did you hear the gunshot?
When he was shot? I may have. I don't know. I couldn't hear anything over the glass exploding.
And you didn't do this.
What?
She gathers
Why
the
would I
last
put
vestiges
myself
of
through
his
this?
strength. Her strength.
Insanity. Get myself cornered like this.
There's silence.
He wouldn't have died if it weren't for me. I know that. But I would never hurt him.
It could have been a desire murder. Maybe an act of jealousy.
I don't know.
He was a serviceman. He must have had a gun. Somewhere lying around.
Yeah, means.
Close to her hand. Now you guys suddenly have theories pouring out. When they're obviously just stabs in the dark.
I mean, downstairs, there's some people who have this crazy theory you did it.
I'm sad to hear that. They must have said it in some fit of frustration or under pressure. They couldn't have meant it. I've talked to them after it happened. No one has implicated me.
But, like, you had a weapon nearby. You could have.
No. I specifically asked him not to carry firearms when he was with me. He only had his stupid armor.
Okay. All right. I'll ask you some other questions
Like
if you don't
what?
mind. She waits, her light brown eyes wandering over the floor, over your face. Do you think it was the people who were after you? You think he was just a bystander? He was just in the wrong place at the wrong
That's
time?
the first thing that went through my head when I heard the glass break.
And?
I thought they'd found me. They've killed him to punish me. All last week, I've tried not to talk to anyone or be seen with anyone.
But if they're shooting through that window and you're just standing here outside, they haven't shot you.
So they wouldn't be hurt. I've come to understand, however, this is paranoia. What happened didn't have anything to do with me.
Yeah, well, I mean, either way, we got to think of all the angles.
We can't go after Loose Cap. Not yet. There are other, saner leads.
Don't talk to me about sanity, Lieutenant.
I don't ask you to, Lieutenant. But there's one thing I know, is that you'll get nothing from there.
But if you're hiding, why'd you call the cops?
Because I'm an idiot.
The answer comes fast.
Which is an indicator of truth. Idiot. She's nothing of the sort.
I mean, so you might have us believe, but I don't think you are.
You have to understand, the people around here, no one was making the call, and he kept rotting. And then they picked his clothes off, and that little fucker threw stones at him.
Yeah, Kuno doesn't have a great situation at home, you gotta understand.
Her jaw is clenched. Her throat moves. It takes all her strength not to cave in and sob. Once. Just one time.
He kept throwing stones at him for 3 days. I could hear the thud. Thud.
She shakes her head.
So I called you. I hope with all my heart it's not the last thing I do in Revachol.
I think the last thing you do in Revachol is probably going to be lighting a cigarette.
She definitely called the cops. That was task complete. It could not have been a lie. That is impossible.
It's not I don't know that it's impossible.
Oh God, that was a lie too. Who made the call then?
I think she did make the call.
She did, of course. Don't be paranoid, man. It's unbecoming of a police officer. And it makes you sweat.
So, got the window changed pretty quick. Be nice if that service was offered more widely.
Last week, Angus and Titus's brother, I think he's called Tibbs, took care of it.
Takes a drag.
You should have another look at that window after this. Reconstruct the scene. It's right there.
Looking from the inside or the outside?
Yes, you see the glass sparkling out of the corner of your eye.
Well, I guess we're done here for now, Klassje. But as you already know, I very well might be back.
She nods, silently. She doesn't even smoke. Just picks up the cold coffee and holds it in her hands.
Lieutenant glances at you, then at the door.
He's thinking, are we done here?
Are we?
Or should we arrest her? She's a flight risk and she lied to you. She should be taken into custody. No, that won't be necessary. Just leave her alone. She's been through enough. She doesn't need this police brutality. This guy won't budge. You have to wake Multiface up, forcefully, if you want to continue pushing her.
Let's take a shot at this legendary drama check.
Who? What? Dear Lord, you've been lied to. She could have killed her lover and lied to everyone. She's not the most fair and just at all. She's smoke and mirrors and will-o-wisps.
I suppose it was the modal outcome to get exactly 14 on that roll.
She probably didn't give you her real name either. Why would she? Arrest her immediately before she further entangles you in her web of lies.
No, hold on.
Take it easy. Don't overcompensate with this course correction.
Yep, that's right.
Ask questions first. See?
So, I'm not so sure you made that call.
I did.
She takes a step forward.
What is this? I called your desk or whatever it is. The numbers are all over town. Call 8-100-2 for emergencies. There was an older woman on the other end. It sounded like she was smoking. She took my complaint. She coughed.
That is something that a person who was smoking would do.
That is the emergencies desk number. Anyone could know that, sire, by looking around and calling the desk. I don't believe a single word she says.
What time did you make the call?
Good question,
Thursday
Lieutenant.
night. It was late, sometime after 12.
It checks out.
Okay.
She stands before you, holding her back very straight.
So is Klassje or Mandu even your real name?
I agree. You wouldn't give us your real name, not when people are after you.
Okay.
Her voice cracks suddenly, like there's a garrote around her neck. Okay, what?
Okay, it's not.
Good. And you can tell me the truth.
You log your work every week. It's all transmitted to Common, sir. I couldn't just beg you not to enter my name. So I lied. Like I lied before. Like I did at LCSB. I have to lie all the time.
She looks at her hands. Her fingernails are
I'm
chipped
so
white.
tired of it.
Just tell us your real name.
It's Katarzyna Lazie.
Katarzyna Lazie. Smile on her face is timid, almost painfully so.
It's a Grad name. Jimsk or Yugo Grad in origin, not Occidental at all. Smells of motor oil, tiger, economic desolation, and rock music infused alcoholism.
So, hold on. It's not even an Oranese name, is it? It's not even Mundi, it's Grad.
My parents were Zemsk immigrants, but I'm nationalized Oranese. All I remember is Oranje. Alasia is my father's name.
It's good enough for me. Look, we'll keep calling you Klassje. We don't need your real name getting around. Building trust.
That's cool.
She looks at the ashtray and then up at you.
She doesn't feel like a Klassje. She feels like nothing.
That's enough about your real name.
She nods, her back straight, ready for whatever is next.
So, Kim, why haven't we arrested her?
There may be grounds here, at least for an extended detention.
A little whimper. The young woman hears you. She's looking around.
What if I told you that you're under arrest? What would you do?
Klassje.
She repeats with a pained smile on her face, her back pressed against the railing.
It was my first real boyfriend who gave me that name. He never recovered from the shit we went through. Because of me.
Oh yeah, who was he? Tell me about him.
He was a writer. He made Oranese lit. And I destroyed him.
She looks you in the eye, her mouth quivering.
I know I'm shit. I know. But I haven't done anything. At least nothing illegal.
Failure to aid a police investigation.
Oh, she's helping.
Fucking mind games. Enough. That's right, gang. Stern and merciless now. Stern and merciless as we reel her in.
Failure to aid a police officer. You wasted our time in a time-critical investigation.
The lieutenant produces a pair of handcuffs.
Please no.
Her eyes become round with fear. She tries to back further off.
I think I know who did it. Who shot Lely. I can tell you. I can help you.
Well, what do you know? Who shot him?
She's silent for a second, as if looking into herself for certainty. Then, in a hushed voice, she says, gearing up for this betrayal is hard for her.
Ruby.
Why do you think it was her?
She has this thing for me. Ever since I met her and the boys downstairs. She's been pretty frank about what she wants.
And what's that?
Sex. And more. I made the mistake of confiding in her. I told her I was on the run. She started protecting me. It became an unhealthy relationship. When I started spending time with Lely,
she says in a near whisper.
She told me to end it. Said there would be shit if I didn't. It was not a good meeting. We stopped talking after that, but...
I don't understand.
The lieutenant sounds incredulous. He still has the cuffs in his hand.
She's romantically interested in you.
She said she's in love with me.
That would do it.
She even asked me to run away with her when I told her I'm a fugitive. She started developing notions about our relationship.
Oh yeah, how'd that come to pass? Just passively?
And you led her on?
The lieutenant narrows his eyes.
A little. I was flattered, you know? But then I had to let her off, and it was not easy. I came to regret being friendly with her.
She looks at her feet.
We maybe kissed, nothing more.
Sounds like she was fixated on you.
This is just an assumption.
Yes, Lieutenant, I'm saying that in her telling.
I know what it sounds like. That's why I didn't want to tell you before.
She raised her eyes to meet yours.
But she knew what had happened when I came downstairs.
So you think that she fired... I don't know.
Somehow, she knew Lely was dead. She wasn't surprised at all. When we came up here, she was calm as a stone, too. She cleaned it all up like she had a plan.
This is a familiar theory. You had it too, remember? Could it be that Ruby was covering up after herself? The lynching? Yet again, you're coming up with this. The worst thing is, it may be true.
So when Ruby said there'd be shit happening if you didn't end your relationship with the deceased, did you take that as a threat to your person?
She came over one night, drunk, said she'd turn my life into a living hell. I've been threatened before, I can tell when someone knows how to do it.
Yeah.
And she's a pro. She must be. To keep the Hardys in line. I tried severing ties with her after that. I thought it had worked, but...
She looks through the window of her room.
Some of that fear is still with her. She exhales sharply. What are you talking about? She's afraid you'll arrest her.
And how could she have been the one to kill him if she was downstairs?
She could have had access to the roof.
She points to the barred door
You've
next to the
noticed
window.
that door there, right? Maybe it leads downstairs. She could have come to the roof through that, then taken the shot right here, where I stand. It was dark outside. I wouldn't have seen her.
Interesting theory. Did she know that door exists? Had you been out there with her?
Yes, of course. She's been up here many times, jacking private stations off the ring antenna. She used to come here to drink on the roof with me, before it got weird.
Okay, well, that's it about Ruby.
Okay, and what? Arrest the liar now. Don't arrest her. Push her a bit more, but then let her off. That Ruby theory was solid, and she's beautiful.
Who?
Her. Stop letting her distract you.
Okay. We'll keep you here for now, miss. Hope the lieutenant's not
Thank
too
you.
disappointed in me. She cradles herself for warmth.
Thank you. You won't regret it.
Something tells you, you will.
Yeah. Is there any more about you and Ruby?
She nods.
No, that's all.
Okay.
Well, let's change the subject. For now.
She slowly lights another cigarette and steadies her breath, as if in the presence of some tiger. You are. This is not the end of this.
Let's see if there's anything more. If we go back to the lies he told,
I...
She repeats and then trails off. It's unclear what she meant to say.
We
That-
demand. She slowly lights another
Well,
cigarette.
we'll circle
and
back
steadies
around to
her
this.
breath,
Klassje.
as if in the
If
presence
that is your
of
real
some
name.
tiger.
Which it is not. Katerzine.
This window is pristine on the inside, unlike the one next to it. Light from the desk lamp reflects off the glass in an untarnished golden halo.
I only got a +1 to the what happened here roll because I heard what happened. We'll see what happens.
Golden light
Aha.
melts away into the blue, glassy darkness of your mind. In it are two neon-lit shapes, a man and a woman on the single bed.
Oh yeah. Picture them. What are they doing?
Like the witness said, the man is kneeling, the woman is on her back. It's the night of March 4th and a shot has just been fired. The man looks directly at the woman. The shot's possible directions converge in his mouth, a ray cast from somewhere outside, entering his brain.
And it's coming from?
From the roof outside, location A prime. The glass fractures around the bullet hole, shards face inwards like a corona behind the woman's back.
And these ghostly figures.
The man does not know the bullet has entered his brain. He never will. Death comes faster than the realization.
Yes, we've all seen The Sopranos. Or point A.
The ray cast from the man's mouth unravels into a fan of possible directions, all on the roof at first. The shot could have come from any of them. This is composite location A prime, most likely of the origin points.
Well, wouldn't there be gun residue outside?
There could have been. Then the rain and slush and wind washed it away. This was more than a week ago.
Okay, so we're like 80% sure. Came from the balcony.
72%.
Oh.
With a weapon that's good for medium range, like a rifle or sports pistol. This is a good short distance, but not too short. The perpetrator aimed with their back against the railing, or possibly kneeling for precision. This would explain why it only took them one shot. The lights were on in here. Outside it was dark. It was like shooting fish in an aquarium. A well-lit aquarium. The victim opened his mouth to let the bullet in. Neither of them would have seen anything outside in the darkness, too busy with their own bodies.
Any conceivable way the shot came from in here.
Point X would contradict the woman's testimony, rendering the entire proposition void.
Right, yeah.
These figures would be wiped out, detective.
Well, is there any reason to think it didn't come from A prime, from the roof?
None that you've found thus far, but that doesn't mean there aren't any.
Sure. Like, what about a further away point of origin?
That's a 28%, yes. In this model, the shot could have come from a greater distance. Nothing excludes the possibility. Should we extrapolate to include every possible point of origin in Martinez?
I think we should.
According to your map of the district, this shot could have come from a wide angle of locations, starting with the northern edge of the abandoned boardwalk, ending with an islet in the bay. Let's call them B prime.
And more precisely,
B prime for boardwalk, B double prime for Land's End, and B triple prime for the islet, detective. There may be smaller points in between, but those are too fine to zoom in on.
So the boardwalk.
700 meters away. The likeliest of these B positions, 20% chance. A skilled sniper could have made the shot, provided he had a safe sniper.
Geographical broadsword.
Even with the light on inside, we're talking military training. At that distance, the perpetrator would have had to take
We don't do
wind
cheap viewers
direction
here.
into account.
Only the finest at 58 Dream Street. So have fun in the cornfield. All right. Tough to hit the shot from here. What about Land's End?
1.2 kilometers away. The least likely of these positions. Let's say 3%. A truly skilled sniper could have done it. Possibly from a tent. No. Too far-fetched.
It does seem far-fetched. What about point B here?
1 kilometer away. An unlikely point of origin. Beyond the docks somewhere. On an islet in the Bay of Martinez, perhaps. There are islets there, badly charted as they may be. The shot would have been a small miracle, 5% likelihood. There is an extremely narrow field of view from the bay to the window, between Rue de Saint-Ghislain 10 and 33A. The angle would have been extreme, and access to the islets is questionable.
I don't know. What do you think, Kim? Think there could have been a point of origin here other than just the roof? An A prime?
From where, precisely?
Let's say the boardwalk. We call that B prime. Land's End, B double prime. The islet there, triple B prime.
I see you have given this a lot of thought.
Your remarks,
What are the
raising an
locations you
eyebrow.
single out in addition to the roof? And what is the likelihood, in your opinion, that it came from a further distance?
I mean, much less likely than the roof, but we should consider all possibilities. It wasn't likely this guy was shot. We thought he was hung.
Okay, well, we should see if there is gunshot residue or sniper nests if we go down the coast. Rule these spots out one by one. It would be the diligent thing to do. Until then, personally, I'm going with the roof version. A simple hypothesis can be wrong, but it's something to build on.
It's true. It's true. All right, let's talk to Titus one more time. Wait, what is it that I'm even going back to talk to Titus? Find out where Ruby is. And then we are heading down to the coast next time. Gotta find a disco song. About going down the coast. If only On the Boardwalk was a disco song. Send in the clown.
It's you again.
He acknowledges you gruffly. Hey, Titus. All right. Talk to Klassje, if indeed that is her real name. So now I need to talk to Ruby.
Why?
He leans back and regards you with curiosity. Yeah, no kidding. You can spend the entire morning into the afternoon barely left the Whirling-in-Rags. Mostly just spoke to 2 people over and over. And it's been riveting. Been playing for almost 3 hours, and this time it's just flying by. I'm going to level with you, Titus. She's the next link in the chain that gets me to Lely's killer.
Sounds like you're making her a suspect in this.
No.
Not on my watch, you're not.
What police work is about is eliminating suspects. At least when you're doing it right.
Ruby's one of us. We're not gonna throw her under your moral intern steamroller. Fuck that shit.
I'm not throwing anyone under a steamroller.
You too, moral
He throws a glance at Titus as the last syllable leaves his lips. The big guy sighs.
Ruby is missing. If you hide from the police in a murder investigation, you become a suspect. You know how it works, guys.
It's not personal.
That's nothing. That's just legalese. You don't even have a sound theory.
Crosses his arms.
I don't want to be rude, but we're trying to get some R&R here. Think you could fuck off now?
I think we'll keep sticking around, Titus. You'll be surprised at how quickly a theory presents itself if you keep looking.
From the corner of your eye, you see a little bird fly into the bush, right behind the window, behind Titus's back.
It's a white check. We have skill points to level up if we need to. We have motive. We've looked at the murder scene. Whole thing's been staged like a play. We saw the winch. I might also be able to get another plus if we get that miraculous rhetoric on the... Who knows? Okay. Come on. Double sixes, baby.
Nothing is
you can't win them all.
The pieces are there, but they remain unconnected.
No, come on. We can do this.
Sorry, you're not coming up with anything. Again, the pieces are there. She could have done it. Somehow. Something else. Walla walla bing bang. It's just not coming together.
Okay. Fuck it for now.
There we go. Your mind is a relaxed muscle. It's so nice and easy to give up, isn't it? On the downside, you have no idea what you were supposed to do now. I could have debriefed you. Blissful idiot. Say something. You stood there for too long.
All right. We're going to take off, Titus. Not even going to say goodbye. It's kind of rude. I mean, geez, we have 3 skill points. Let's just take a second crack at it right now. Logic and empathy.
It's you again. What is it?
I'm just going to try that white check again, Titus. Don't mind me. I'm just going to stand here and squint. Still not super likely, but let's try it.
Oh no.
No.
He's stuck again. Please. Your mouth is open. Close it. Stop drooling.
No.
Run around or something. Hit yourself in the face. Anything. No one has any idea what to do with you if you just stand here.
No, not just yet. Let's just go through the components of the theory.
Why not? Let's hear what some of our friends have to say. For starters, you could find out what's behind that mystery door in the kitchen.
Yep.
If it's a secret route, she could have used that to get to the roof.
That's something.
Can't get through the door. You know what would help. Doing a thorough search of this room. Maybe something's hidden.
Maybe.
There's a spooky building west of this. Take a flashlight with you. Search the basement. There are secrets.
I don't know about that.
Magisterial, ancient secrets that may assist you. It's that simple.
Well,
unless we have more business, we should...
He was enjoying the respite for a moment. All right, Titus. We'll be back. I need to think on this some more. We can just keep on juicing. Ooh, have I reopened this check? And the footprints in the dust one? Oh, because the lieutenant's here. Okay, you know what? I don't think there's anything to do. Wait, have I ever spoken to this guy with the lieutenant there? Is there any chance the lieutenant can...
ponders his cooking utensils, and he looks up at you. The shrugging is an international sign for...
Alright, keep it masculine, buddy. I don't know why I say that to you every time.
You see a heavy steel door. The cobalt blue circle. The door...
No. Okay. Try once more with Gart. I don't think he's going to give up the secret of the door.
Can I help you?
No. Sorry, Gart. Didn't mean to bother you. Okay, let's click the other things in this room. I don't think they're going to do it for me. Photos of men in overalls, toting guns, Union placards. Hawthorn bushes outside.
Behind the dockworkers, a ceiling height window. The hawthorn branches scrape the glass like bony fingers.
Hold on, let's squint.
There's a little slide panel up there to let some air in. No need to open it in spring. It's still too cold outside.
What can I see through this window?
There's a yellow ribbon tied to one of the branches. Light yellow, faded with time. A tiny splash of color in the blackness of the thicket. Hanging from it, a bronze key.
Oh, I gotta wrap up, but it's hard to do.
Hid the key in the bush and attached the yellow ribbon to make it easier to find.
Indeed they did.
It's close enough to the latch up there. One can slide it open and just take it. Surely not a coincidence.
Someone's hid a key in the bush.
Huh?
Can you let me slide by so I can grab that thing?
I don't know about that.
The tattooed man
I'm
yawns, settles more
comfortable
comfortably
here.
on the bench.
Don't think any sliding would really help right now.
Sorry, fucko. Looks like you're gonna have to go bush diving. Good fucking luck with that. The hawthorn's got a bitch of a bite.
I'm gonna enjoy the sight of you in the bushes out there.
With a loud thud, the old man stands up, pushes the window open, grabs the key from the hawthorn branch, and slides it across the table to you.
Take
the
it.
key is brass. Workshop spare is etched into its bow. The old man closes the window and sits back down in silence.
Come on, man. We were just having some fun. Where's the harm in...
I'm tired of listening to your shit.
Well, thank you.
Don't thank me.
Old
I
man
don't
takes
give
his
two
pack of
shits
chewing
about your
tobacco.
key.
There is a silence around this man's words. Unlike Titus, they're afraid of him. That's the type of respect he commands.
Any of you boys know why this key's there?
Didn't even know it was there.
Man looks at the key in your hand, around the room.
No idea.
Never even seen it. Someone must have hidden it there before this room became our place.
I wonder what doors it opens.
It could open the door in the kitchen. The blue door.
That's what I was
says
hoping.
Workshop spare. Maybe there's a workshop there?
Maybe there is.
It's worth a try.
It is worth a try. Are we finally going to solve the mystery of the blue door? Is that going to tell us something that'll give us another crack at the logic check? What a great game.
You see a heavy steel door with a prominent dimple lock. It's painted blue.
Come on, baby.
The key fits the dimple lock. It takes a bit of effort to turn it after all these years. But then, the lock clicks. Dust rises before you like mist. A tomb? Haunted by regal spirits from distant ages. No. Smells like engine grease and cut wood. A workshop.
Makes sense. It's the workshop key. Let's check this out, Lieutenant. This pinball machine? Pinball says Franco-Nigerian. The theme is horses and swords. Hey, more pinball machine. This pinball is white Diora. The backlash shows a female figure in mourning. A note. NB. Spare key is tied to the bush outside the corner room window. Well, that clue would have been more helpful in the recent past. 5 real. And I don't think anyone else is going to claim it. Where does this go?
This small elevator is dimly lit by a bulb that's been glowing for ages. The The latticed cage is open, inviting you to step inside.
Well, let's take a peek.
Smells of nougat and sweat. Your head brushes up against the ceiling. There is a control panel to your right, and just enough room for 2 people to fit in.
Kind of feel like taking the stairs might be the way to go here.
The maintenance card under the control panel reads, Last maintenance, 10th July, 88.
It says the last maintenance was in 88.
That it does. I say, let's brave it.
I mean, it was maintained a long time ago, Kim.
At the end of the last century. Look on the bright side. If it fails, we will only sustain minor injuries. I'm talking 3, maybe 4 months in the hospital. Maximum 5.
Well, fuck it. Let's try it. Hey, it worked. Oh, thank goodness. More money. And smokes? No. No. Small windows taped shut with black plastic. You can't see outside. Boxes of tools and replacement parts lining the shelves. Schematics for a pinball machine, futurism themed. It's a pinball workshop. This pinball machine has been taken apart and gutted.
So this is where they brought 40 pinball machines to fix them up. A long time ago. Everything is covered with dust now. The lieutenant looks around the dusty, crowded room, inspecting the tools on the shelf.
Looks like they gave up at some point.
At some point, 20 years ago, 15 maybe, before pinball went out of vogue.
So this used to be a pinball workshop.
Looks like it. I'm guessing Martinez North 22 used to be a pinball arcade before it became a hostel. There are machines left over.
Taps his foot.
A creak. Some dust falls off a shelf.
Downstairs in the hall, next to the main door. One of them even works. I've seen one of the hearties bang away at it.
Remember the dice maker? Then that means...
Whirling-in-Rags was once the East Delta Pinball Arcade, and this is all that's left of it.
Ah, yes, as the novelty dice makers said. This has absolutely nothing
Oh, did
to
I
do
tell
with
you
the
about that? I
case,
don't
I'm
remember
sure.
telling you about that.
But I do like a nice little connection.
It's satisfying, seeing how the web grows around us.
But then it went bankrupt. Your skin crawls from making the connection.
So you think the Whirling-in-Rags here is actually part of the Doom commercial
If
area?
that's true, then our cafeteria manager is not going to like it.
He looks
We should
around.
tell him what we found up here, omitting that suspicion.
Uh-huh.
He does not appear to be the kind of man who likes his establishment to be part of a neighborhood ghost story about bankruptcy.
No, that's not Guard's
Stupid
vibe.
superstition. But still, it would be interesting to see what the cafeteria manager thinks of this.
I agree with that.
It's not a ghost story. It's a curse, and God ought to be made knowledgeable so he can perform counterspells.
Maybe him and Plaisance will fall in love. She'll realize her husband's doing nothing for her. Oh, hey, before we inspect those footprints, what's here? Ooh, an empathy coat. That's pretty cool. But, like, what do I need I don't need the empathy coat. But maybe I'll put it on at some point. If I ever fail an empathy check again,
You
I'm
clearly
switching to
see
the empathy
footprints
coat and
in
I'm
the
just
down
staying.
carpet of dust covering the workshop floor.
Jackpot. These, unlike everything else here, are new.
Someone's been here within the last week or two.
3 weeks maximum from the dust coverage. It could easily have been 1 week too. You know, officer.
He looks at me.
This is good. He likes it. That's a little smile there, in the dark of the workshop.
Yeah. I wonder, Mr. Rogers probably liked pinball. He probably didn't spend a lot of time playing it, but I feel like he'd enjoy pinball.
This isn't bad at all. It was a good idea to see where that door leads. Commendable work bringing us to this place.
Let's have a closer look.
Large prints, most likely made by Boots. The size is hard to determine. Sole could be bigger than Vamp. The soles have left a pattern, uniform, horizontal lines.
All right.
Everything around you is quiet. The prints crisscross the workshop floor.
What do you think it means, Kim?
It means someone snuck through what seems like a secret route leading to the roof.
Yeah.
The roof from where you can shoot our victim. This is significant.
It certainly is.
This prints, officer, could be the prints of our killer. And if not, at least there are
Plus
good
one,
argument for
maybe
the
plus two.
Ruby doing it to present to Titus.
Let's keep it moving. Tiny hole in the wall. There's a bedroom on the other
You
side.
can almost see the shape of a man and a woman writhing inside, bathed in drug sweat and dirty linens. Bottles lie around
Lieutenant.
everywhere.
I think I'm seeing into Klassje's bedroom from here, if that is her real name.
You can barely see through. Better not to jump to sensationalist conclusions here. The footprints on the floor, however, definitely suspicious.
What about this door?
The door is small but heavy looking.
Yeah.
It's barred from the inside.
Let's leave it barred for now. Okay. Well, before we even... I'm not going to go in the basement today. Last thing I'm going to do is going to go back to Titus, and we're going to do that check one last time.
All these mesmerizing machines, just waiting to be plugged back in and played.
Okay, touch a pinball
Feels
machine.
like it might jump back to life any moment. The lights illuminating the white-robed woman.
What is White Diora?
Some kind of inane pinball theme, probably related to Messina during the DeLorean age. The history themes are the worst.
The lieutenant grimaces, looking at the machines.
Not a pinball guy, Kim?
No, I love it. I love pinball. Who doesn't love pinball? Let's move on.
He doesn't.
He doesn't. Well, what about a Franco-Nigerian ball? You want to play that?
No.
Want to fire any of them up?
You can't fire them up. They are broken. Only that one machine in the main hall works. The Royalist Pinball.
What a dumb name. Royalist Pinball. If they weren't broken, he would kick one of these machines about now. Kim, Pinball, Kitsuragi.
Are you Kimball?
Exactly. That's what he's known as. His reputation precedes him.
You're the Kim Pinball Kitsuragi.
So now he remembers.
He looks at you in the silence of the workshop, takes his glasses off and cleans them.
Fine, I'm Kim Pinball Kitsuragi.
Puts them back
AKA
on.
the Kimball. You remembered. Congratulations.
You don't really seem like you like pinball. You lost your smile for
No
it?
human being should. It is a game that requires no skill.
That's
and
not
a
true.
childlike affinity
That's
to
not true.
flashing lights, and to fantastique, science-fiction, and historic romance franchise. It is lame.
So then how'd you get the nickname Pinball?
I am not called Pinball. It was used to taunt me a long time ago, before I became a homicide detective and got my lieutenancy.
And how did...
Fine. I was a juvenile police officer for over 15 years. It's how I started out in the RCM. Once I had to infiltrate a pinball ring, as you do when you're a juvie cop.
Okay.
It was not okay. I needed to become a pinball champion. I trained for 9 months. The job was successful and I was moved out of the juvenile wing to homicide. End of story.
Level up. He's a pinball wizard. You're a juvie cop for 15
That
years.
time is over now. I was
He looks at the
already a
pinball machine and breathes
38-year-old
in.
Man. It was unbecoming, as was playing pinball.
Oh, loosen up a little, Kim.
So that's why he doesn't want to talk to Kuno. Trauma and stressor disorder from being a juvie cop.
So, is that why you didn't want to talk to Kuno?
It's best if you handle the juvenile delinquents.
Alright. Well, hey. I'm going to keep calling you Kim.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi is good too.
He nods.
Now, we really need to continue our sweep of what appears to be a secret path through the whirling.
Indeed. We do have to continue that sweep. And you know what? I said I was going to go talk to Titus. I think I got to put it off. I think I got to shut down. So we have action right from the start before we even go down the coast next time. Explore the basement here. Go out. Probably succeed on the check with Titus. And if we don't, well, we're gonna get there. It's gonna happen. And we're gonna talk to Gart. Eventually, we're gonna get out of the Whirling-in-Rags today. I believe that in my heart. And we'll look at this pinball machine. Maybe Kim can show me some of his tricks. Plenty to do. What a cool game. All right. So, hey, check it out. As far as we know, there's nothing that is going to stop Greg from coming here on Wednesday so that we can play 2 more Capcom beat-em-ups in our ongoing quest to play all of the beat-em-ups. We're going to play Capcom's The Punisher. I got to buy that. Eventually, this summer, when I get my big promotion, I got to go back and buy just a ton of arcade games in a tribute to preservation. It's probably more important to do that for the games that aren't being reproduced by Capcom. But we're going to check out The Punisher, and we're going to check out Dungeons & Dragons Tower of Doom, which I've already purchased. I'm going to have to dust off my Wii U. I hope that still works. Cool. Come Friday, there should be no obstacles to myself and Rich and Greg, and maybe Danielle, but probably not, getting on back together to carry on with Friday Night Frosthaven. We're going to the Raven's Roost scenario in the hopes of unlocking the Thawed Wood scenario, in the hopes of maybe, before the next winter comes, forging an alliance with the Lurkers so that we only have one implacable foe ready to attack us again and again and again when the winter comes. Next Saturday, it's going to take disaster, and barring disaster, Jamie Rose, the professor, is going to be back here once again. I'm going to try to, we're going to try to beat Leisure Suit Larry, and also, based on our current plans, try a cool blue look with the eyeshadow and so forth. Do a little Ice Queen kind of deal for Jamie. And then, before you know it, it's going to be Sunday again. And we're going to the boardwalk. So that's exciting. I'm excited. You're excited. And that's it. That's all. And that's all there is. So, hey, if you stuck around to the end, thanks for sticking around to the end. If you came and you left, you can't hear my voice. I'm glad you stopped by anyway. So thanks for stopping by. And until the next time, when we are maybe, just maybe, leaving the Whirling-in-Rags together, take care of yourselves and be kind to everyone you meet. Vive le Canada.